Alrighty, what's good, everyone? Joining up the stream right now. How's everybody doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We're about 7 seconds or 6 seconds later after when I started recording. Let me make sure to completely set up the YouTube stream. What's up, everyone joining up here on the YouTube stream? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up, Maddie? What's up, Milo? What's up, June? What's up, Kyra? How you doing? What's up, Lorelai? What's up, Kay? What's up, TGB as always? Loud of the camera. How you doing? What's up, Mackenzie? What's up, Zombie? What's up, John? What's up, Emma? How you doing? What's up? What's up? We're gonna start getting people up here in a quick second. Give us a minute to set up the stream completely here. Do give me one quick second. I'm a bit hungover from yesterday. That's why it took me a bit to get on stream. Normally I would have been on probably. That's why it took like nearly like 9 o'clock or so, but I'm a bit hungover today, I'm not gonna lie. From last night. So went out to a bar with my girlfriend. So maybe I'm gonna try to get to 4 hours today, but today I feel a little bit different than usual. I feel better now than I did when I first got up. That's one thing I can say. So that's at least a benefit. That's at least a benefit. But what's up, everyone joining in? Overnight, though, while we were sleeping, the Trump administration changes their literal crypto, or Trump and his family changed their crypto company into a bank, which, by the way, they can use for corruption. And like people can put money into this bank, and they could then use the government to like bail out their bank as well. There's a lot of big issues. They're not upheld to FDIC standards and regulations as well, which is just really, really bad. This is like deemed, quote unquote, the most brazen act of self-dealing in corruption that we've literally ever seen. Why don't we have a response from Congress on this? Well, because Republicans don't give a shit. We need to vote Democrats here in the midterms immediately. Like, that's literally just what needs to happen. We cannot let this corruption continue. This is absurd. This is ridiculous. I don't understand how anyone could see this as reasonable. We're going to start getting people up here in a quick second. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. There better be a blue wave coming. This is actually insane. Let's get the first person up here for today. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always. What's up, though, everyone joining in? There was something else I gotta remind myself of here in a second. I had something else I was going to say as well, but it's leaving my mind right now. So could you just give me a second? Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Parker.
Oh, I remember. Do you support Trump?
Yo. Yeah, I support Trump, bro.
What's your birth year?
What?
He's playing music in the background anyway. I can't because it's TikTok TOS. Or not TikTok TOS, but monetization affects that. Fluffy, thank you very much for the Galaxy. Actually, everyone, in some, I want to say somewhat good news, right? Like, there is a study that came out of Yale, specifically, that shows that a universal healthcare system would save, or could save, $1 trillion per year in 114,000 American lives per year. That's what a new Yale study just came out here and said. Oh, I might have just accidentally... Oh, no, I did the right one. Good, I blocked the right one. Yeah, actually amazing to hear. Actually amazing to hear. $1 trillion per year, which means $10 trillion over 10 years, right? And over 1 million lives over 10 years, which is insane. That we could cover everyone and save so much money, and you still have people who are against that. You still, by the way, someone's gonna hear that and be like, "Yeah, I'm against that. That doesn't support my views." Like what? Like what? You know, it's about you. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Like, I genuinely don't know how someone could hear that you could save $1 trillion per year, and you could also, right, save 100,000 American lives, and you wouldn't do it. I just can't imagine. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let's get this next person up here. Please, everybody, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. I recommend reading this study. There's like 5 different things that they indicated would have reduced costs under a universal healthcare system. It's not just like one thing. Preventative healthcare is a part of it, but not the only thing, interestingly enough. There's also a saving on administrative costs and other things like that. So, Yotsup, how old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always. Yotsup, how old are you?
Nigger.
You're disgusting. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yotsup, how old are you?
Yo, what's up?
Do you
I'm
support
18.
Trump? You said
No.
15.
No.
They also said no to supporting Trump. So let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18.
Yo, why'd you rape me? Nigger.
You're disgusting. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yotsup, how old are you?
18.
Do you support 80?
No, 18.
18. Okay, what's your birth year?
2008.
And what month you born?
February 5th.
I just don't believe you. I'm sorry. I could be wrong. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yotsup, how old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always, everyone. Yotsup, how old are you?
Hello, bro. I am 20 years old.
There was an echo. Let's get this next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yotsup, how old are you?
Why would Dean do that to that young girl?
Dude, every single troll just hops on this disgusting shit, like, because they see it affects him. It's so disgusting. Like, it's so weird. Like, get a fucking life, you weirdos.
Parker!
Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yotsup, how old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Only do send a guest request, again, if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, let's get this next person. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, it's not adding this person. Let me try to get the next person. Do give me a minute. Alrighty, do you give it a second to get some people up here? It is taking a minute for some reason. Alrighty. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. What's up, how old are you?
What's good? I'm 20.
Do you support Trump?
Sure do.
And what's your birth year?
2006.
And what month you born?
March.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I'd vote for Kanye for sure, 100%. But
Okay.
if we're talking about those two,
Let's go to the next person. Everybody, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always. Do give it a minute to get some people up here.
Turn the speaker off. Yo.
How old are you?
18.
Do you have a speaker on? Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty. Let's make sure to get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Let's go on to the next individual. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty. Let me make sure that I'm blocking everyone after they don't meet that criteria. If you send a guest request, you don't meet that criteria on the screen, I will block you if you intentionally do so. So, just letting you know. Don't send a guest request if you don't meet that criteria on the screen. If you intentionally do so, you will get blocked. How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support
How's it
Trump?
going? I do, yeah.
What was your birth year?
I am August 2006.
And you said you're 18?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's horrible math. Let's go to the next person. And bro went to a sink. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, Parker. I'm 19.
I don't know. I just immediately assumed you're a troll based on how you greeted me. Maybe I'm crazy for that. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Come on. I'm pretty sure I saw you.
All right. Hey, everybody. If you send a guest request intentfully, you don't meet that criteria on the screen, I will block you, just letting you know. So please don't send a guest request if you don't meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker. I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. If you send a guest request, you don't meet that criteria on the screen, you will get blocked. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Didn't mean to join. I'm sorry.
Okay. You're good. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay. Let's get this next person up here. MAGA is so scared to debate me. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, everyone. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18.
And what's your birth year?
May 5th, 2008.
Okay. Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
I'd vote for Trump.
You'd vote for Trump?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. For sure. And why do you support Trump?
Well, actually, let me answer that question with another question. What is your definition of a woman?
It's an adult human person that's committed towards the social and cultural norms typically associated with the female sex as a prescription of their gender identity.
Okay, so are you a woman?
No.
So why do you have a vagina?
This is the best you've got. That was the best you got to troll. Hey, bro, you should go back to the drawing board. Why are
Sorry.
you wasting your own time, bro? That's kind of embarrassing.
I didn't prepare.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. Like, if you're gonna troll, at least be funny, right? Like, basically every troll that tries is, like, not funny. They're just, like, trying to be like other people, or they're just, like, trying to waste time. Like, they're not even funny. It's like he practiced that in the mirror, like, a few times before. Like, yo, what's up, how old are you? How old are you? Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Alrighty, we're trying to get this next person. Do give us a minute, everyone. How old are you? Okay. Hey, everybody, we are just looking for debates. Only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. If you intentionally send a guest request, you don't meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, you will get blocked, just letting you know. So don't send a guest request if you don't meet that criteria on the screen. How old are you?
Hi, Parker. I'm 19.
Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I would vote for Trump.
Okay. What state do you live in?
Arizona. I've lived in the UK when I was younger, so I do have a UK accent, but
Mm-hmm.
I live in
Can you
Arizona.
tell me 2 states that border Arizona?
Nope.
Okay. Bye-bye. Alrighty, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18 and we are just looking for debates. Alrighty, do you give us a quick minute? Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty. Nope, nothing. Wow. I feel like it takes so long to get debates sometimes. It is taking a minute today. So to give it a minute, we'll get some people in here, we'll get the debates going, and we'll see how long it takes. I have a timer on it. It's literally 17 minutes right now. 17 minutes right now without a Trump supporter. Okay. Alright, if you send a guest request, you don't meet that criteria on the screen, you will get blocked, everyone. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, Parker.
Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18 and we are just looking for debates. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18.
Yo, Parker.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your birth year?
2008.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Yeah, I'd vote for Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
No, I mean, I joined because like I was gonna ask when you can get like an actual job. So just sitting in here and arguing with people like a little bitch.
Okay. What is a real job to you?
Not fucking this, bro. I can tell you that.
Can you tell me what like a definition of a real job is?
Probably not sitting in a room on a phone, just talking to people.
I'm not on a
asking
phone,
about
I'm on a
their opinions and
computer.
shit, bro.
Do you know the difference between a phone and a PC desktop computer? Oh, he left. I was gonna run the rage bait back. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Alrighty, did you give us a quick second? Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are looking for debates. It's going to take us a minute to get some people up here. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Yo, can you hear me?
Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
What's your birth year?
2007.
Okay. And you said you're how old?
I'm 18.
And what month were you born?
November.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I would vote for Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I like his beliefs on abortion. I like the ICE. I just like his beliefs over Kamala and
Kamala?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So be specific. Like what change in ICE policy do you like? What do you like specifically?
I like him deporting all the immigrants because this is USA. We don't need any immigrants. So
You think the USA doesn't need any immigrants?
I think they don't.
What about for the 45 million people living in the country who weren't born in the U.S.?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what about the 45 million people living in the U.S. that were not born here?
I think they should get deported.
You think people who are legally in the country who just didn't who just weren't born here should be deported?
Yeah,
You're trolling.
I'm
You're saying people legally residing in the country should be removed from the country. That's called ethnic cleansing, dude.
Ethnic cleansing?
Yeah, you just advocated for ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, hey, whoa, look at your chat. Look at your chat. They're saying deport them too.
Do you want to not acknowledge that was crazy, that you are trolling?
I'm not trolling.
Then why do you hold such a ridiculous view?
What?
Then why do you hold such a ridiculous view, you fucking weirdo?
I'm the fucking weirdo.
Yes.
Okay.
You just said we should remove everyone from the country who was not born here.
If you're an immigrant, then you should not be in the United States.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's fucking insane. So you either admit you're trolling or I'm going to kick you.
You kick me then.
Okay. Because I think that person, there's no way that person's being serious. Like, I can't fathom. Like, I just don't get that. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2007.
What month are you born?
February.
Okay, and you said you're how old again?
18.
18, 2007, February? That's 19. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Oh, I actually already added that person up. I think that was a troll. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. What's up? How old are you?
20.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
2006.
And what month you born?
March 27th.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
We can just go point by point. I believe in sending unenumerated rights back to the states.
You said you believe in what?
Sending unenumerated rights back to the states.
And which enumerated rights do you think should be sent back to the states?
Unenumerated. So,
sorry, which unenumerated rights?
So abortion has already been overturned, Roe v. Wade. So that's that. I would actually like to see Obergefell v. Hodges overturned.
Oh, okay. So you think that certain states should be able to restrict people from being able to get married if they're gay?
No, that's not what I'm advocating for. Marriage is not explicitly written within the Constitution, so it's not enumerated. So I believe that if we want to have things like that,
that's what. The Supreme Court disagrees with you.
Hey, Parker, can I finish real quick?
Does the Supreme Court currently disagree with you?
Yes, because Obergefell v. Hodges hasn't been overturned. So can I finish my point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Right. So because marriage is not explicitly written within the Constitution, it's per the 9th and 10th Amendment, it's unenumerated. So us, the people, we vote to have these things either put into law or not put into law. I'm just arguing based simply off the constitutionality of it. I'm sure a few Supreme Court justices agree with me and a few of them don't. It wasn't a unanimous decision, Obergefell v. Hodges, so...
Okay, so your position is that in what effect is your desired goal? Is your desired goal that certain states should be able to restrict which things?
No, my desired goal is that things that are explicitly not written within the Constitution are given to us, the people, to legislate and make our own laws. That's my goal.
So do you think the states should be able to restrict access to guns that are not listed to be a right to in the Constitution? Because they're not explicitly listed, or like we can leave it up to the states to determine whether they want to like be able to have direct access to all of our like privacy records for social media or for like our private computer records because that's not listed in the Constitution. Should that be left up to the states?
Yeah, things like that should be left to the states.
Do you think slavery should be left up to the states?
Do I think slavery was abolished? So it's
well, do you think it should be left up to the states?
Well, no, because it's in our Constitution. Are you insane?
Wait, hold up. So I'm just
Slavery is enumerated within the Constitution. Like you just
so
have this
prior. Let me ask you
preconceived
this.
notion about my
No,
argument.
I think you're
What's going
misunderstanding
on?
this.
No, you're
Prior to it being
misunderstanding what I'm
enumerated in the
saying.
Constitution, do you think it should have been left up to the states?
Yes, because it
Should?
wasn't enumerated within our should. How do
Yeah,
you think
I think
able
it
to get
should not have been left up to the states even before it was enumerated.
Well, whether it was left up to the states or to the federal government, it was still going to be legal.
Wait, so like the reality of the matter is that I think it shouldn't be that case. The fact that whether it was legal or not at the time would change your position on whether or not you think that should be the case is pretty absurd to me.
That's not what I'm saying at all. This is like a white belt blunder. So do you know
what a dishonest ad hominem?
How is that okay?
You didn't argue against anything I said. You just called it a white belt blunder.
Yeah, I'm about to right now. So
you probably should have done that after you like argued against
you
it,
seem scared.
not beforehand.
You keep interrupting me. You seem a little scared. Calm down.
I don't seem scared. What?
Okay. All right. So whether or not slavery was left up to the federal government or the states, would slavery still have been legal or illegal?
Whether slavery was left to the states, would it be legal or not?
Oh my gosh.
Whether
slavery was
Go ahead,
Parker, I'm going to repeat the question one more time. Whether or not slavery was left up to the states or the federal government, would it still have been legal or illegal?
Would it have been legal or illegal if it was left
Correct.
up to the federal government at that time?
Or the states? Yes. Which one? Either or. Pick one.
Sure, it'd still be legal.
Right,
okay. Because of those people that exist at the time. What we're talking about is what should be the case, not what is. I'm asking you, should it have been left up to the states? I'm not asking you, was it left up to the states? I'm asking you, should it be left up to the states? You're misunderstanding the question.
No, I'm not. So my belief is that whether or not it was left up to the states or to the federal government, it still would have been legal.
Do you think it should have been protected by the federal government to be illegal?
Of course.
Okay, so the federal. So let's just clarify. Even though it's not enumerated, even though at that point in time it wasn't enumerated in the Constitution, you still think it should have been federally protected, correct?
Do I think what should have been federally like slavery should have been federally protected?
To be illegal.
Yeah, it should have been illegal, but it wasn't until they ratified the Constitution.
So you agree, even though it wasn't enumerated in the Constitution, it still should be.
You're just gonna keep interrupting me. I came up here really in good faith.
Says the one who's not responding directly to what I'm saying.
I've responded to every question you have asked.
Really? So what did I last just say?
You were just talking about what did you just ask me?
What did I last just say? Yeah.
Being illegal, and then you just started going on something, and you just cut me off in the middle of me speaking.
So you don't know? You don't know what I last just said?
I mean, you were interrupting me in the middle of me speaking. So
before I interrupted you. Do you remember that?
You asked me whether or not slavery should have been legal or illegal on the federal level.
Do you think it should? I'll re-go through this entire argument because it seems like you're not tracking the argument.
Okay.
Okay. Am I wrong?
I'm listening. No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the argument is that you are saying that if something is not enumerated in the Constitution, that means it should be left up to the states. Should is your specific word. So I'm asking you, okay, before it was enumerated in the Constitution, do you think it should have been left up to the states? And your obvious answer is no, it shouldn't have been left up to the states. It still should have been federally illegal. Should is the specific word we're using.
That's literally what I said. Like you just repeated.
You agree, right?
That I said. Of course I agree. Like
then that means you concede that not all enumerated or unenumerated rights specifically should not be protected from a federal standpoint, right? The enumerated right to not be fucking enslaved, right, should have been protected regardless of whether or not it was enumerated in the Constitution at that time.
It should have, but it wasn't, and based off
there we go. Do you see what I mean?
Oh my Lord, Parker! The next time you interrupt me, I'm just gonna hop off it, and you can just debate someone else.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're gonna cry. Do you need a tissue? You want me to grab you one? I got one for you right now. You want a tissue? You can run away because you're crying.
I'm not running. If we're gonna have a conversation, then the best thing for you and I to do is to let each other speak.
Why are you so hurt, bro? Like you're literally so sensitive.
No one is sensitive, but that's how a debate works.
You're clearly sensitive right now. Just continue. Make your point.
Because I don't want to be interrupted.
I wasn't even really interrupting you. I was finishing my
I
point,
mean,
and then you were like
you really
literally
were.
speaking
I mean,
over me.
I know that's what you feminine men do. You guys like to interrupt.
Feminine men. So he's gonna call me feminine because he's so triggered.
I mean, you
How
take it
triggered do you have
off the
to be to call
behind.
me a feminine man?
Okay.
Are you gonna run away now too?
No,
After
I'm
calling me a
waiting for you to
feminine
finish.
man?
I'm gonna wait for you to finish.
Apparently, this feminine man is too much for you.
Well, all feminine men are too much.
Really, really. Okay, so
Yeah, they are.
do you have no feminine qualities?
Like such as what? I don't.
I'm
really
asking, do
think
you
I
have any
do.
feminine qualities?
No, I don't think so.
Not a single one?
No.
Do you think really? Do you think it's bad for men to have any feminine qualities?
Do I think it's bad? I think men should be more masculine.
Do you think compassion is a feminine quality?
No.
Do you think empathy is a feminine quality?
No.
Do you think nurturing is a feminine quality?
No, I don't.
You don't. You don't think any of
No.
those are feminine qualities? Okay. What
don't
do you
think
think
so.
feminine qualities are? Like maybe in personality characteristics.
I don't really see personality characteristics as being feminine or masculine.
Wait, you just said that my personality characteristics were feminine, genius.
I mean, you like to bounce up and down like you're writing something, and then you like to pop your lip, and you like to make little slick remarks. So that's
So
very
are you just
feminine
saying
of
things that
me.
you don't like are feminine?
What?
Are you just saying
asked
things
me
you
what-
don't like that I do are
Are you
feminine?
stupid? You just asked me what some feminine characteristics are, and I just told you.
Yeah, you said I'm like doing what? I'm jumping up and down? Like what?
Like yeah, right. Like you're writing something, and then you're popping your lip and making little slick remarks. Like what's going on here? We're
That was
supposed to be
that
debating.
that's clearly like you just saying things that didn't happen, right?
That's literally what you were doing. That's how
You
I
think I was
perceived it. So,
bumping up and down like I was
I said
writing
bouncing,
something?
but you were bouncing up and down like you're writing something in your chair.
What are you okay, dude? What are you fantasizing about?
No one's fantasizing.
Are you
about anything,
daydreaming?
but why would I be daydreaming?
It sounds like you're daydreaming because this didn't happen.
That's okay. All right.
No, it didn't. I wasn't doing that. Like it sounds like you're daydreaming.
Okay, I'm recording this, so I'll
yeah,
just
go
take the
ahead.
clip again, and
Yeah,
know,
you
we'll just-
record
we'll
this,
just
post
see.
it, post full
Great.
context.
So, yeah, all right.
It's
Can we
gonna
get
make
back
you
to
look
the
really
debate?
good. I bet this
I'm
one will
sure
make
it
you look
will.
really good here.
I'm sure it will. Okay.
Yeah,
Are we done
you
now?
threw out a childish insult of calling me feminine, and then you specifically said I was being feminine by saying that I was jumping up and down like I was quote unquote writing something, which
Yeah.
just sounds like you're daydreaming and you're fantasizing about me.
No one is okay. All right.
Wait,
Parker, are we gonna debate?
do you find feminine characteristics attractive?
In women, yes.
Okay. So when you say specifically that I'm feminine, are you just saying that you're more attracted to me?
No, I'm saying that you should go get help and become a masculine man.
How should I become a masculine man? Can you teach me?
I mean, that's not something I should be able to teach you.
Yeah,
should
wait.
just figure
You
it
just
out
you
for
just said I
yourself.
need to learn this. So like, tell me, teach me how to be a masculine man. What is a
Parker,
masculine
can
man
we-
like?
Not you. Can we get back to debating?
Wait, do you know what a Wait, you should clearly be able to tell me if you know. What is a masculine man like?
Yeah, so a masculine man, I would just say, is someone who doesn't advocate for men to be in women's sports. I would say that a masculine man is someone who wouldn't sleep with a trans woman with a.
Wait,
with a
you're
penis
saying what
between
they're
their
not.
legs.
Can you tell me what they are?
I'm telling you what they are, things that they do.
No,
and
you're
don't
telling
do.
me what they're not. I'm asking you what they are.
Parker, this is so redundant. Can we just?
Can you
get
tell me what
back
they
to the
are?
debate?
Can you answer the question?
So are we gonna debate or
What are
we just
masculine
gonna-
men?
Not you. So can we get back to
Can
the
you
debate?
answer the question?
I've already answered the question like 2 or 3 times.
You're the one who
so-
wanted to bring up insults and go into a meta conversation.
No
so
one brought
now
up
you want to
insults.
change the
No one is
subject
being-
after
no
you
one is
decided
being
to do the meta?
insulting. I mean, well,
If you're
got
gonna
up
do
here with
meta,
this-
you're gonna let me respond to the meta. How about you
All right,
engage? What is a masculine man?
Parker, have a good day. Be blessed.
Oh, he's gonna run away. What a masculine man. Do masculine men run away? Masculine men run away from feminine men. You're totally right. You're totally right. Simply because they're pressed for a definition, by the way. Like, I was simply just trying to get a definition for what a masculine man is. I'm just trying to tell me, please teach me what a masculine man is, because you think I don't know. Please tell me. I'd love to hear it. And he just can't do it, and he crashes out and leaves. Yeah, that's what a masculine man does, chat. Right there. That's what a masculine man does. Uh-huh. What's up, Paladin? Jesus Christ, dude. These people are fucking unbelievable. Pamela, I've literally multiple times tried to address this. I don't know why they keep messaging. They apparently got banned in my YouTube chat for doing all caps like a bit ago, and I have multiple times have tried to like remove the ban from YouTube, and they're now like mad at me saying they're going to go after me on YouTube for bullying or something. Like what? I have tried to unban you. No one is trying to bully you or go after you. I don't know why you're acting like this to me. I have tried multiple times to prevent you from being banned in the chat. You are being so rude to me. Let's go on to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
Of course.
Okay. And what's your birth year?
Pardon?
What's your birth year?
2008.
And what month were you born?
March.
That would make you 18, by the way. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter. Like, they'd be either 18 or 17, so I don't even know why I waited for them to answer. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Olivia, by the way, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you very much. And for the Galaxy, Olivia, this is a different Olivia. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Thank you. Ironically, an Olivia also sent me a Galaxy at the same time where I was thinking Olivia. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You want to give me your leap year or like not?
Okay, let's just go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yeah, and that was really funny. The tissue. Dude. Like, seriously, though, it was ridiculous. As well as Vera. Thank you very much for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we're having an okay morning. A little bit hungover from last night. But we're doing okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Please, everybody, only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
And do you support Trump?
Yeah.
And what's your birth year?
2008, July 5th.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know if I believe them. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2008.
And what month you born?
January.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. What state do you live in?
California.
What time is it?
10:22.
Can you name 2 states that border California?
Arizona, Oregon, and Nevada, I think.
All right, based. Why do you support Trump?
It's only because of one reason. It's because I heard Kamala was gonna open the border with Mexico. So like there's cartels and everything. So drug trade would have like increased by a lot.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
So you think that Trump is decreasing the trade of drugs?
Kind of, because like I don't want Kamala to like open the border with Mexico.
Okay. So she didn't open the border. She never advocated to
No,
open
she
the border.
wanted to.
No, she didn't. She never once advocated for that. She explicitly wanted the bipartisan border bill that would have increased border security and would have made the legal process for asylum go quicker. So she wanted to make the legal
Say that
process go
again?
quicker. Yeah, she supported the bipartisan border bill that would have increased border security and would have made the legal process go quicker.
Can I search it up quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Alrighty. In the meantime, everyone, do give it a second for people to join up as always. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Farnham, thank you very much for the $10. Thank you very much. Dear trolls, why do you join the queue and sit and wait, and then you make a water noise or some stupid other thing? All in honestly, this is just owning the libs. Trolls these days are just lazy. Yeah, I think it's just because people are bored and they think it's fun. And by the way, like, I don't know how this person is banned in my chat because I have literally tried to I removed all the bans on like literally everyone that's ever been on the stream because I couldn't find the specific person's account. So I don't understand how they're banned in my chat at this point, to be honest with you. Like, I never banned them.
Yeah, okay. I was wrong.
So-
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Why do you support Trump then?
Okay, thank you. Nah, I guess I don't, because I don't really like him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Oh, and by the way, we're talking about for YouTube, so for any mods on TikTok, don't worry about it. It was something on YouTube. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
I voted for neither.
Okay, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty. I'm trying to get someone up here. This is really brutal today. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 24.
And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Well, I would say Trump.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2001.
And how old are you again?
I'm 24.
And what month were you born?
September.
Okay. You do have a little bit of feedback. Is there a way you could fix that?
Maybe I could take my case off.
Maybe, or... Okay, sounds better, actually. All right, why do you support Trump?
How's that? Oh,
I think it sounds better.
I can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Hello?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I do hear you.
Is that better?
I still have a bit of feedback, but it's okay. Why do you support Trump?
Yeah, so I do support Trump, just based off, like my family supports Trump, so I've kind of always, like, geared towards Trump. I mean, like, I watch a lot of the news online, and I mean, he seems like a great president. I mean, I'm not, like, of course, I'm not, like, extremely knowledgeable on politics, but, like, I think I know enough to say, like, he's good enough, and I believe he's doing well enough, and I believe there's just like a greater outlook plan for him. I mean, he's been almost executed multiple times, but God has saved him. All right, and that's God has a bigger plan for.
So why does God save Trump but not like children dying of cancer?
Now that is a fucking great question.
Or like children dying of tornadoes or hurricanes or tsunamis or earthquakes
You know what? I would have to. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I could search that up for you.
Okay, I think that they're trolling. What do you mean search that up, bro? What? What? Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. He's gonna go ask God by searching it up? Like, what? Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Do give us a minute. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, I'm 19.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
His immigration policies.
What was your birth year, by the way?
2007.
And what month you born?
May.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
His immigration policies.
Okay, can you name one? Oh, you're in the bath. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
What's your birth year?
2008.
Okay, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Why do you support Trump?
Well, I wanted to ask you about something. You said that Trump committed the unforgivable sin of blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have can you substantiate that?
Yeah, I think representing yourself as God, specifically, is committing the unforgivable sin of blasphemy. Under
But I
most people's
thought-
notions of blasphemy. What would be your understanding of blasphemy if you disagree?
No, I agree that it was blasphemy, but I believe the Gospel of Matthew says the unforgivable sin is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, not blasphemy as a whole.
Okay, so do you think blasphemy against God is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit?
Well, it was blasphemy against the second person of the Trinity, Jesus Christ. So it's
I
not
do have
the
a question. What state do you live in?
Florida,
What time is it?
1:30.
Okay, can you name 2 states that border Florida?
Sure. Georgia and Alabama.
Okay, can you name 3
think-
cities in Florida?
Sure. Orlando, Miami, and Jacksonville.
Okay. Alrighty. Continue.
Yeah. So the unforgivable sin is exclusively against the Holy Spirit rather than against Jesus.
You said the unforgivable sin is what?
So we read in the Gospel of Matthew that the unforgivable sin is exclusively blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, not blasphemy against Jesus, which is the image he posted would be blasphemy against Jesus.
Okay, I mean, I think that Jesus is the Holy Spirit from your perspective, correct?
No.
No. So Jesus isn't God?
Jesus is God. It's
Jesus is God.
one
Is the
divine-
Holy Spirit God?
Yep.
Okay, so if Jesus is God and the Holy Spirit is God, then wouldn't they both have that characteristic if they're God?
No, so it's because there's only one divine essence, but there's 3 distinct persons, so
Wait,
they
what
would
what
not be the same.
what is relevantly different about blaspheming Jesus as opposed to the Holy Spirit that makes one forgivable and the other one unforgivable?
So according to exegesis, blasphemy against the Holy because Holy Spirit is how Christians are forgiven of their sins. So if you blaspheme or reject the Holy Spirit, you're rejecting the forgiveness of sins, thus you can't be forgiven.
Okay, you're rejecting the forgiveness of sins, therefore you can't be forgiven. Okay, and
Yeah,
when
you
you say
can't be forgiven without sorry. go
wait,
ahead.
so do you think God ever rejects the forgiveness of sin for some people?
Not if they seek forgiveness.
Okay, not if they seek forgiveness. Okay, so he does do that himself if they don't. Or even if they do seek, wait, hold up. Do you think that there are people who seek forgiveness that specifically do not get that forgiveness?
I can't think of an example where someone sincerely seeks forgiveness from Jesus Christ and is not forgiven.
Wait, so you're saying that they have to seek forgiveness from something that they might not even believe in? Like if
Well,
if I'm an
no,
atheist and
no.
I have no reason to believe that Jesus Christ is God, but I would be willing to seek forgiveness, right, for anything wrong that I've done.
Mhm.
Does that apply to me?
Yeah, no, you can't be forgiven for sins if you do not believe in God.
So only people who believe in something can be forgiven?
I mean, there could be sort of so it depends because in Romans you read that the law is written on your heart. If it's no fault of your own, then there may be some kind of exception made there, but generally no, you can't be forgiven.
Okay. Even though like, okay, so let's just be honest. Like, certain areas around the world are gonna people grow up in a society, they're proportionally more likely to be religious. You're telling me the place in the region you're born in will determine whether you're more or less likely, on average, to be forgiven?
It could be that way. Yeah.
How is that your fault?
Well, no. Each person, obviously, we can assume God is just, will be judged appropriately, because, I mean, we would assume that's just skeptical theism, really.
Okay. Maybe I should go back to the point on blasphemy. So you do think that there's some sort of distinction between blasphemy against God, blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, yet I
Yeah.
don't think that there's really much of a manner to be able to do that. So you do think that the blasphemy that Trump committed isn't unforgivable. Is that your view?
Sure. So what I would say
Is it still
that,
bad?
yeah, it's very bad.
Is it bad enough to like stop supporting him?
If that's someone's reason to not support him, I think that's valid. I'm not even, like, generally speaking, the point I'm trying to make is that if you assume Christianity, I know you don't believe in Christianity, but and
Are
that
you
there's
actually
maybe
a Trump
false.
supporter, or are you just trying to debate me on that point?
I mostly just wanted to make that point.
Okay.
I'll leave now.
Fuck you.
Bye bye.
Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Let's go on to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's how old are you? Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Heidi, thank you very much for the galaxy. Let's go on the next individual. Yo, what's how old are you?
I am 26.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
I was born in April 2000.
April 2000?
Yeah,
Okay, and if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump, but I am starting to be a bit angry at him.
So you would vote for Trump if the election were held today?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
I think abortion is my main reason, but before that, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Your friend Dean, he has some.
I'm just gonna kick them. I think they're trolling me. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's how old are you?
That last guess was trouble, Dean.
Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Zeus, thank you very much for the Viking hammer. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Zeus. Yo, what's how old are you?
Hello. I'm 28,
And what's your birth year?
1998,
Okay. And what month you born?
August.
Okay. And what day?
August 5th, 1998.
Okay. Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Well, at first, last year I voted for Trump. Simply because, for one, because I'm a New Yorker. New Yorker likes New Yorkers. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I didn't do my research properly. And when I learned about his businesses, it was too late already. But as far as...
So you don't support him anymore?
Not anymore, no.
Oh, that's great to hear.
I am disappointed.
That's great to hear that we are just trying to look for people who currently still do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you currently do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for debates.
Yo,
what's up, how old are you?
24, about to turn 25.
And do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I'd say Trump, but I mean, me and most of my friends are starting to lean the other way, but I'd say still Trump, not Harris, though.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I do a lot of people say in your lives that they support his immigration policy, but I do hear what you say when it comes to the Democratic side, how they want secure borders too. But I think that the the whole ICE thing, I think, is looked at like in when they show it on social media and everything, they make it seem like it's just they're tormenting and doing horrible things. But from my point of view, I think that what they're doing is appropriate, and I think that if you let people come into our country, live freely, use our benefits, and do all that, then at what point do you help the people that actually live here and are immigrants that did it in the correct way?
I think that we are helping immigrants through the right to go through the legal process and provide a pathway for undocumented immigrants is the best way to do it. Now, under the current system or the democratic system, they didn't even do that. They just provided a pathway after like it was 8 years or so, and it was specifically they wanted to increase border security and then make the asylum process go quicker. That was the plan that existed through the bipartisan border bill. So if you wanted to address those conditions, plus undocumented immigrants, they don't get federal benefits. They don't get any money from the state. Those would be like asylum seekers who are getting like funds directly from those like
Well, yeah,
different states.
I know they don't, like, obviously legally they don't get like support from the government, but I'm saying as in you still have to look at it from the safety factor point of view, even though there may be a statistic that says, oh, they don't commit as many crimes, whatever, but they still, my point is if you went to, I have family members from different countries. If you went as an American and just walk into somebody else's country and try to do your own thing, try to live a certain way, you would not only get kicked out, it wouldn't be like what you see with ICE where they detain them and take them. It would be much worse. You would be killed in most countries. So I feel like that's
I don't know
another.
if you have a source for that saying you'd be killed in most countries. I think
Well,
that's a
you
bit
don't
of
have a
ridiculous
correct, you don't have a
argument.
source. As in you wouldn't be treated kindly, and I don't think it would be the same as where everything's videoed on a cell phone of someone walking up to someone in Minneapolis and taking them into custody versus you do something in a different country where you walk in illegally. There's no video of it. You get taken care of immediately. Most countries have a pretty serious. I mean, if you look at
Well, like
countries
what
that
countries
don't
are you
have,
comparing to? Like, are you comparing
I
to
would say
countries
most
where you don't even
European
agree with how
countries.
their systems operate? And aren't we supposed to hold America to like a higher standard of freedom? Like, do you understand that, right?
You're holding America to a higher standard, but yet if we allow the things that are happening, you start turning into a third world country like most places where they don't have secure borders and you just allow things to
Wait,
go
so what? You
however.
just said all these countries that kill you if you go into them, but now you're saying all these countries have
if you
open
look
borders?
if you look at European countries and a lot of Middle Eastern countries, where if you walked in there and you try to do what a lot of people do in this
European
country,
countries, aren't they complaining? Aren't people complaining about how Europe has open borders?
they do have open borders, but if you see, as an example,
So they have open
Italy,
borders, but they're also too strong on the border.
No, not that they're too strong on the border. If you look at like Italy right now, so you have people that can come into Italy, do whatever they want, but 90% of the people, when you walk down the street, if you have cops on every single corner, and if a person, there's a lot of Indian people, especially in Italy. If you watch everything they do, you have cops running up on them, saying stuff, grabbing them, detaining them over the smallest shit because that's how their country doesn't support their borders. But they do it in other ways, way worse than they do in America. You don't see cops on every corner walking up to every immigrant, pulling them over just because they look different. That's what you see in a lot of different countries. So I don't say, yeah,
you
on
know that they're
paper, you
doing
don't
that
see
here in the
it.
U.S. They're racially profiling people in the U.S.
Where are you basing it off of? What, the cities where you see videos of TikToks and stuff
No,
everywhere?
because they
I
haven't.
mean,
No, because they say it in their policy. They can
what
take.
state do you live in? I'm just curious.
I live in California. They can use
okay.
race. They can use race as a factor specifically to detain people.
Okay. Well, and as an example, I live in Florida, and Florida is a very right-sided state. And I have friends and stuff that are in law enforcement. You don't see any of that anywhere here. So I don't know if that depends on the state, the city, where you are.
You don't see any of what?
You don't see ICE agents and people going up to people just because they look different and detaining them. You don't see that. And especially in Florida, you have a more diverse culture.
Just because you don't see it directly doesn't mean it's not happening. Do you think you're
it may be
everywhere around the
happening,
state
but not on the
all at
scale
once?
you're seeing it on a social media platform. That's
What
the
do you mean
problem.
on the scale? If it's on a social media platform, that means it exists and it did happen.
So one example I can give you is in Italy, family I have will make statements that they think when they see videos of America, they think it's like we're in a war-torn country, that everything they see is people shooting each other, killing each other. Everything you see is based off social media. You actually go to different cities and walk around, you don't see those things. And why does that not correlate?
You have to understand that like there is these things that exist, while simultaneously there are areas where it isn't happening all the time. You have to understand that like you can walk around, go to a party or something, you don't see ICE, but that doesn't mean ICE isn't operating in your country. Like,
Well, why do you think ICE is operating in certain
think for a
places?
second. Do you think that ICE is going to be everywhere around the U.S. like they're fucking Santa Claus?
No, but I think they're going to be.
I'm sorry. Like, do you think you're going to see them every single time you go to work? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
So,
We're
no,
seeing these videos because it's happening somewhere in America.
Correct, and I think that it's happening in places where you're seeing rises in illegal immigrants. They're not just on every. That's my point. They're not on every corner.
Wait, I live
looking
in
for every person that
California.
looks-
I don't see this all the time. I directly myself, I think I've seen ICE like one time or twice.
And that's what I'm trying to get at, is that they're in places where you're seeing a spike in illegal immigrants. They're not in every single corner looking for people as if the whole country is just under attack by our government. That's not the way it is. They're in places where they're seeing spikes in certain problems like illegal immigration, criminals that are coming up with no backgrounds. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not like our country is just unfairly going around trying to get rid of every person that looks different or check to see if they are from a different country.
Sir, you
But
have to understand that racial profiling as a basis for the policy means you literally are doing that. The DHS themselves has literally detained people for having an accent, and they've justified that. There's a video you could go look at where they're literally justifying them, detaining them simply because they had an accent. Like, literally, they made a report. They spoke about this on social media. They made an acknowledgement to the public where they literally said the justification was because the person who's an ICE agent heard the individual have an accent.
Well, the funny part is a lot of the ICE agents have accents when you see in videos. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like, are they going to detain themselves?
Yeah, I mean,
are they going to detain their buddies? Like, that makes no fucking sense.
Well, so my question for you then, on the flip side, because I'm not saying that's right, but how would you go about detaining someone that you think is a probable person that is an illegal immigrant? That, say someone told you that, hey, that person over there is an undocumented illegal immigrant. How would you go about it without trying to sound like you're being a racist or going off of just what color they are, how they sound? How would you go about it?
You get a warrant, right? Like, you have to you have to go through the context of the judicial process.
So how are you going to get a warrant for someone that, first of all, isn't even documented and isn't here illegally? So technically, they don't have rights in our country.
Sir,
So
you can get a warrant in those situations
a warrant
as
for
well.
someone walking down the street that has the description of someone. It'd be no different as an
in
example.
order to
It'd be no
search and
different
seize people's properties, you have to. Yeah, you have to get a warrant.
But it would be no different. Yeah, it would be no different though, as if someone got killed and the
Sir,
person
you understand that
description
you
looked
can
just
have
like you.
You understand that undocumented immigrants do have due process, right?
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying
they do
though,
have rights.
The probable cause, though, an officer at any level can use probable cause against your argument. So my example was just going to be, say someone was killed in your area and the person fit your description. Are they doing something wrong by looking at you and going, we're going to detain you until we figure this out? No, they're going off of what they know. So they're seeing someone that looks like what fits the description, and that's what they're going off of. It doesn't mean it's racist. It doesn't mean, to you it might be because they look a certain way, but if that's what they're going off of, that's what they have to do. Like, there's like a moral.
They do not need to racially profile people. What? Do you think it's
Not-
probable
okay,
cause to have to literally have brown skin?
So no, but what I just said to you is, if you fit the description of somebody, how is that racial? If you fit the description of someone that is
Wait, why are they explicitly saying that they can take race into account to literally
are you using
detain
one example
someone?
of one thing that happened, one
It's just
detainment?
it's not just one example. It's the fucking
mean,
policy of ICE. Listen.
Okay. So it's the policy of ICE is that if they have a accent that they can detain them?
I explicitly said it's the policy of ICE that they can use race as a factor to detain. I've said that like a million times at this point. That's
Well,
why
I mean,
I'm getting
and
frustrated. I'm like, how many more times do I need to say it, sir?
I get what you're saying. To me, it's just it's a gray area, because yes, it does say that. If it says that what you're saying, I don't explicitly know that, but at the same time, it's one of those things where most people that are illegal immigrants in this country, yes, are going to look different, sound different, be from different places. So is it sound shitty? Yes, but again, they're not on every street corner doing it. So the places they're doing it are places where those people, where illegal immigrants are spiking, and that's why they're doing it. I get what you're saying though, that's fucked up what it says in there. But I actually do have a question for you when about a certain subject that I don't hear anybody talk about. What is your opinion on flock cameras?
Can we before we move on, can we like
Yeah.
address what we were saying first? So do you
Well,
agree?
yeah.
So do you agree that racial profiling, right? These situations is not even applicable to all immigrants who are coming to the country undocumented. You can have white skin and be undocumented.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So why do you think racial profiling is something that they could use? Because that's not profiling all undocumented immigrants. That's simply
So-
trying to do so based on the color of someone's skin.
So,
And
yeah, I
federal
would look
courts
at-
have determined that ICE has been doing this as the sole factor for
Okay, but if
detaining
you're also going to look
in
at
many of the
what are the
circumstances.
percentages? What are the percentages of illegal immigrants coming to the country that are white versus are from Spanish countries, stuff like that, that are coming from with color?
Isn't that
like,
something that you would need to know before making said claim that it's justified in order to utilize racial profiling?
No, I didn't say it was justified. Yeah, I mean it's the same for you. If you're
You
saying that
agree
back
it's
to
not
me, you have-
justified?
I do. No, I agree with you in that point. I don't think that if you have just a statement in there that says you can go up and detain somebody just based off how they sound, the color of skin. Yeah, I do think that's wrong. So if that is right straight up what it says in their whatever you just read off, then yeah, I think that's wrong. Their policy, I do think that's wrong.
Okay, and that change in policies happened due to Trump's administration.
So do you know what it was before Trump's administration? Like how did it work before then when they had illegal immigrants? And
So I don't know the full process, but I know that it just didn't have that you could specifically use race as a factor.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's the your one thing that you're saying
called
about the
due
policy,
process.
I do. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so then like what do you like about ICE? Because I would say that this is one of the main things they changed. It's that they allowed for ICE to search and seize people's properties without a judicial warrant. Now that they can just
So
use an
if-
administrative warrant.
What do I like about it? I will say that I do think, and again, I'm not saying I'm completely biased, but I mean, I have family members and close family that are immigrants that are documented, came in the country appropriately. And they're from different countries and they all feel the same way. They feel as if it is unfair to look at a person, like I heard you on your argument yesterday saying that it actually makes it easier for documented people because the illegal immigrants are not waiting in line the same as them. That to me is a crazy way to look at it, because it just because they're doing something wrong and you're the person that's waiting in line, doing what you're supposed to, getting everything done, working your ass off to get in this country and have the American dream. Why would you not be spiteful towards the person that just comes in and does it, gets the free way just to walk across the border and do whatever they want?
You have to understand that that's not the person that is making it take longer for the legal immigrant to get to the country.
But
You
it
know
doesn't
what's
matter. It's
making
still
it take
it's
longer?
fairness. It's fairness. It's the rules.
Let me please finish.
Okay.
Okay? That's not what it's making take longer for the legal immigrant. Okay? What's making it take longer for the legal immigrant is the Republicans in Congress that are preventing, right, there to be quicker means for legal entry to the country. Actually, the undocumented immigrants are reducing how long it will take for those legal immigrants. Why? Because they're not even going into the line. If they
Correct, that's
did
what
try
I'm
to go
saying.
through the legal process and they did go into the line would be longer and it would
Correct,
take
and
even
I
more
understand
time.
that.
So if
I
anything,
understand that.
what they're doing is actually a benefit to the legal immigrants. It's not a disenfranchising of the legal immigrants.
You're missing the only thing I was saying. I understand that point you're making, but as from someone that listens to people that in my family that are legal immigrants that came here appropriately, they are offended by it. They are offended by that people can come into the country, whether you say it makes it easier for them or not, or that the Republicans are making it longer. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is people that are legal immigrants that did it properly, that worked their
But they're
ass off for
I'm
it.
just gonna be honest, they're mistaken. They are mistaken in their anger against undocumented immigrants when the real anger should be against the Republicans making it take longer. Why are they offended that
The
people were
length
going?
isn't the problem. The length
That
isn't
is
the
that
problem.
is the problem.
Well, I mean, every person that in my family that's a legal immigrant, they are not.
Wait, if it
complaining
was
about
such
the
a
length.
problem, wait. If it wasn't the length, then why are they specifically angry at those other immigrants?
It would be the same thing as if you had a certain job title and someone else got that same job title, didn't go to school for it, didn't do anything, but you had to go get an 8-year
Yeah, because they
master's
did
degree.
it quickly, right? They did it without having to go through the qualifications.
Following rules, correct.
Yeah, you have to understand that the undocumented immigrant would have done that if the legal process was quicker.
That doesn't matter. You don't get to just break the rules because of something, just because it's not the way you want it to be. If you want to come to this country,
Sir,
follow the
you
rules.
literally support the Trump administration that is violating people's due process rights when deporting people. That's breaking the rules when deporting people to make it go quicker. Is that not what that's doing? You support Trump. How the fuck can you claim that from your position?
Because again, the one person we're talking about, if you're talking about Trump, is he's trying to protect the borders, trying to keep people from coming into the country.
But he's violating the law when deporting people. He's not releasing the Epstein files, even though he's legally obligated to do so. He's a convicted felon. You think he follows the rules?
This is my only thing I'll say to you that I cannot understand when I'm trying to, because I am someone that tries to look at both sides. Because like I said, I do, as of what he's doing recently when it comes to other things besides immigration, I'm not happy. But one thing I will ask is, how can you sit here and point out Trump for every little thing that when it comes to, I'm not talking about the whatever you say he did as a felon. I'm talking about with the immigration policies. You say he's breaking the rules and not illegally breaking the due process and sending them back to their country. So you're mad at him for breaking the law, but you're not mad at the people that are breaking the law to come into the country.
No,
you're only mad at one person.
You're not listening to me. When
I am listening to everything you just said.
No, you didn't. You just proved to me that you didn't. Because what I was criticizing was that you were claiming that, undocumented immigrants, they're not following the law. And I was trying to say, that's you being hypocritical. And then you're saying, I only care when Trump does it? No, I care when there isn't a breaking of the law unjustly. That's the position. When an undocumented immigrant comes to the country, when they've come to the country undocumented and they just come here for a better life and the legal process takes too long, I don't think that that's unjust. I think that there needs to be a system that needs to be transitory to give them a legal pathway that's significantly quicker. I believe the current legal process right now is unjust.
Okay, and I hear you on that. So you say there should be a different process. Okay, agreed that it should be easier for people to come into the country. Understand that. But do you think it is wrong? Whatever
Can we not gloss over the fact that I criticized your position and you have yet to account for the criticizing of the position?
What am I supposed to respond
to?
How
Trump does not follow the rules.
Okay. So you're saying he doesn't follow the due process? Is what you're?
He doesn't follow due process. He's not releasing all the Epstein files, even though he's legally obligated to do so. What's that?
Are you wanting me to argue and say he does? Because I'm not going to say, I don't obviously have every single fact, and I'm not going to be like these people that come on here and be like, oh, that's not true. Okay, and I'm not going to sit here and say
that Harris doesn't follow the rules? No, you can't.
I'm going to be real with you. I also, for Kamala Harris, to me, I think that there would be, and I'm not against Harris at all. I'm just saying that I feel like there could be a lot better candidates on both sides, Republican and Democrat. And at the end of the day, I think that the two-party system is fucking ridiculous. I think it's the worst thing that this country can have. And if it continues this way, it's just going to be like this for the rest of the time.
What was my question?
Huh?
What was my question?
Your question was, how am I supposed to, my response back to you about what Trump does about the, you said, does Kamala Harris break the rules?
Yeah, does Kamala Harris break the rules?
Well, she's never been the president. She was the vice president, so.
Okay. Did Joe Biden break the rules?
No. I mean, was it a primary problem that we were discussing when Joe Biden was president? There was a lot of other things that was being discussed when Joe Biden was president. I mean, it wasn't just. So no, I don't know what his policies were when it came to ICE. You said that changed when Trump came in office, so clearly Trump's the one that changed it.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think? Okay. So so do you think that if Joe Biden and Harris are following the rules, and Trump is not following the rules, that the Democrats are then preferable to Trump because you just claim that you have
you're looking at one thing, you're looking at just the immigration policy. I'm sure there's many other policies that you could look at and say that Trump's favorable over the other. And are you also saying though that that's just a Democratic Republican thing, or are you saying that that's a candidate problem? Because you think every Republican is going to have that same view as Donald Trump?
The ones downstream of the MAGA movement, yes. Not every Republican,
MAGA, correct.
But the ones downstream of the MAGA movement, which are the next candidates for presidency: Marco Rubio,
JD Vance. Yeah.
Marco Rubio, JD Vance are the only ones that have a shot at winning in the Republican primary, and they are individuals that are downstream of the MAGA movement.
So you think they're going to continue to keep that same process when it comes to immigration?
Yes, Marco Rubio himself has tried to remove legal permanent residents from the country for engaging in pro-Palestinian advocacy through the Trump administration.
Okay.
Yes,
And
of course.
another question too is, besides if Harris, who would you be who would you want as president besides Kamala Harris for Democrat?
AOC.
Okay.
Well, that'd be fire. She's bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like.
So if he's this bad, like breaking all these due processes, why aren't the federal appeals courts doing something?
They have.
I know they're trying to, but how come it hasn't worked if it's that illegal? Is Trump blocking it? Like, you probably are more versed in it than me. I'm like genuinely asking.
There have been the federal court appeals and district court appeals specifically against Trump. These processes just take a lot of time.
So do you
really
think that he's
really the way that we ensure accountability in these circumstances, because of the limitations that we have, is Congress, which Congress specifically isn't following through with this. And then we also have the DOJ, but the DOJ is compromised because Trump has literally his own personal lawyer as the head of the DOJ.
Yeah. Why do you think Congress isn't moving quicker on it?
Because they're Republican.
Okay.
So you do think it's a Republican versus Democrat problem? You think if it was primarily Democrats, you wouldn't have this issue?
I don't think that we'd have the issue anywhere near the same extent, because a lot of these things that have been created through the Trump administration are new things that they just put into place. Now, like, would I argue that like Democrats are perfect on immigration? No. Like, I would argue that there are definitely issues that I have with Democrats on immigration. I just don't think that they're anywhere near what we see specifically here at Trump.
So what do you think would be the correct, if you had to pick, if you were president tomorrow, how would you deal with immigration? How would you allow it? You said obviously you would make the process faster, but what else would you do?
Yeah, so I'd make the legal process go quicker. I would specifically hire a bunch of judges specifically to deal with that, expedite the process for that, for more judges and for more overseeing of those different cases. All the money that we put into ICE, we can put that specifically into making the legal process for immigration go quicker. I think that's a preferable process to put our money into, and also we'll make money from that process because people come into our country, they pay taxes into our system, so inevitably it's like a system that actually pays out, whereas like mass deportation doesn't pay out. It actually reduces how much you have economically as well. So I think that it's not really good to put a bunch of money into that if that's the process. The only and I think that will free up, if we provide a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent or serious offense, it will free up more time for law enforcement to focus on those that have committed violent or serious offenses, those that are actually a threat to the safety and security of our population. And the point of the pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who haven't committed a violent or serious offense is intransitory to make the legal process go significantly quicker, because a lot of these people, they would have gone through the legal process if the legal process was reasonable enough. But the current legal process takes too long without justification, which incentivizes people to go through the process undocumented.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I do think no matter what, even if the process was completely perfect, you still would have people that come in illegally. I mean, I think we can agree on that.
True.
So
True.
And I think either way, you'd have to have some kind of thing to enforce, our laws and saying you should do it correctly.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making is that the law right now, right, isn't something that even makes sense to be respected, right? Because of the fact that it takes so long, right? Now, I would tell people to go through the legal process because it'd be better for them, but I would understand why someone didn't, is more or less what I'm saying. And I want to provide a transitory pathway so that people can go through the legal process. Now, yeah, there will still be situations where people go through the process undocumented, even though we have a difference in system where it's a lot quicker and legal. But that would be proportionally significantly more likely to be someone who's a threat to the safety and security of our population, or someone who wouldn't make it through the vetting process. So these are the people that we should be going after in the first place.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that.
What are your thoughts on before in the election year? You remember all those videos? Probably propaganda, but all those videos at the Mexican border of hundreds of men, even Asian men, Mexican men primarily, walking into the border, they would say, and there was they'd show the video, there'd be hundreds of them just walking right in. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's all just propaganda?
I think it's just a little bit misleading, is kind of like the understanding. Like, yeah, there are people coming to the country, but most of those people are coming into the country and then they're just like legally seeking asylum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right?
it's
And
a
they're
lot.
also like these things existed under Trump's first term as well. Like, do you remember like the caravans under Trump's first term?
Yeah, that was one thing, and I think I will I will both say like the Trump's first administration to me was better. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm leaning towards the opposite, where it's just they're all the same, like going towards the same things. They like, and I know you've talked about the whole Israel thing, how this country cares more about another country than we do our own. And you see that with a lot of Republican candidates when they ask them that. So I think that's a struggle too. And do you think that for Democrats, when it comes to that, like looking at Harris or AOC, do you think that is something that would continue even if they were president?
Wait, sorry. Say that one more time. I was reading something real quick. Say that one more time. I apologize.
So like how our country just completely backs Israel, and that seems like that's all the country's
Oh, I
worried
think that would
about.
change with AOC. Yes. Now,
AOC, but
now I don't know if that would change with a bunch of other Democrats, because a bunch of other Democrats, they still are pro-Israel. But more so, the Democratic Party is less pro-Israel than the Republican Party. So if it's going to happen, it would happen from the Democratic Party, and someone like AOC would change the stance and how the U.S. responds to Israel.
Would you prefer AOC over Harris?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the conversation. I'm not like, I'm not fully on the whole Trump train, like MAGA. Like, I understand I like voted for him, but things change. So I appreciate the conversation.
All right, for sure. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Let's go to the next individual here, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. I do have some people to catch up with. Lauren, thank you very much for the 10 euros. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Jonathan, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Exactly. I don't know why people always bring up other countries as like we don't hold our country to like a higher notion of freedom, right, than other countries. Like they wouldn't point to European countries or countries all around the world that have more gun control laws as a reason as to why we should have more gun control laws. They would never do that. Fossey, thank you very much for the $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Justina, thank you very much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section. Yes, 1.8 million. I saw that actually on TikTok. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Justina. Thank you very much. As well as Carolyn, thank you very much for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you very much. Remember, we all love your smile. Hope you have a fantastic day, Parker. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Carolyn. Thank you. Thank you very much. As well as Kirsten, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. No, I must have not seen it, so I can go and check back later. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I hope that didn't bother you. I'll have to make sure to click. I can click on your account and see specifically the history, so I can go find it real quick. Oh. Oh, I do see that right now. Oh, wait, I saw that yesterday. And I always recommend going through the link tree. There's a link tree for me and him, so that's one of the best places to do so. I am too, honestly. But thank you very much, Kirsten. I really appreciate it. Thank you, as well as Tommy
Hello?
Lee. Thank you for the $5. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, we'll have to see. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay. Oh, Tommy Lee, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's really, really good to hear. I'll have to talk to him later about that. I'm very interested in that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you. As well as Pamela, thank you very much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you. I totally get you there. The thing is, I am trying to help and trying to figure out how to do it. I just don't know how to do it on YouTube, so I do apologize. I've been trying to. If it's still like something that's persisting, I'll have to try to find a workaround. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 29.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. I'm not too, die hard or whatever, but if I feel like I had to pick a candidate for the last election and potentially the next election, depending on the Democratic candidate, yeah, I would support Trump.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure to thank some people, and then we'll go on to our conversation. Kirsten as well. Thank you for the $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you. Yeah, like just because some people don't doesn't mean other people aren't. Exactly. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you. As well as Fossey, thank you very much for the $1 as well. Thank you very much. You know, that is what a lot of them. That is the motivating reason for a lot of them. I think you're right with that. Let me make sure to catch up over here on YouTube Super Chat. If you want to support me as always, make sure to hit that thumbs up if you're on TikTok, or tap that screen on TikTok, hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Let me thank some people over here on YouTube Super Chat real quick. Noel, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Totally agree with that. Farnham, thank you again. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you. And for the $2, thank you. I probably will. Herbie, thank you very much for the €6. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you very much. As far as Lord Timoshi, thank you for the $10. Farnham, thank you very much for the $2. And again, Lauren, thank you for the €10. Thank you. And I think I am fully caught up. Alrighty. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. Alrighty, why do you support Trump?
Honestly, so facts are very important to me, but I have a hard time with the limited time I can spend on politics in my life. I guess identifying what's a fact and what's not. So from my perspective, the largest reason that I, would consider Trump to be the better candidate right now is simply because I do believe the best pathway forward for this country to, address the needs of its, constituents is through strong, love for your country. And rhetorically speaking, I do feel as if the Republican Party tends to project, a desire to love this country. And, we could talk about what types of policy sort of goes against that belief. But in general, I think everyone that lives in America, supporting America and wanting what's best for it with a strong sense of national pride, not like that whole, not like the racist stuff, but just loving your country is the best way forward. And I don't get that vibe from a lot of the Democratic Party constituents.
I happen to disagree with you. I think that Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans, especially when Republicans desecrated the Capitol on January 6th. Trump pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers, called them patriots. He called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution in 2022, because he didn't like the election results in 2020, even when 60-plus courts indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election, many of which had Republican-appointed judges, right, that indicated this as well. Audits in all the swing states that indicated he lost. So it's very clear that he did, and yet still to this day he's perpetuating these lies, right, which desecrate our democracy, our rule of law, our Constitution, and our core fundamental American values. So I would argue, although Republicans try to pretend they're more patriotic, it's obviously not the case.
Okay. And I can appreciate that, right? And like I said, facts are what change my mind on ultimately issues. I don't have the ability to I just see so much propaganda floating around on the internet that I have a hard time believing what I'm not saying that what you said isn't true. I'm just saying that I have a very hard time aligning towards those facts. And, for me, I feel like the biggest impact I can make is cultural sentiment. Cause whether you're a Democrat or Republican, I feel like a lot of what people believe, let's just make a number up, right? 50% of what somebody believes in general is based off of things that aren't fact-based. And so when propaganda spreads across the country, I definitely think it does have an impact on how the country operates on a day-to-day basis, to the point that
who spreads more false propaganda?
I don't know.
Democrats or the Republicans? I would argue it's clearly Trump. If we're talking about a candidate for president, it's clearly Trump. Harris definitely does not spread as much propaganda or misinformation, for sure.
So how do people, in your opinion, from socialist, communist,
I happen to not be a socialist, by the way, just letting you know.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been watching you for a while, Parker, honestly, since 2021 when you first started. But I guess, how do radicalists become what they are on the left then? Because to me, it's a bigger problem to have a radical leftist than it is to have a radical right-wing person in general. They're both bad.
But I very much disagree with this, because I think that the notion of a radical left-wing person is often because people want to take care of others, and it's empathy. It's because you want the best for the world, whereas specifically radical right-wing individuals are specifically just for an in-group, right? And they disenfranchise other groups and are going to actively try to harm other groups. Now, there can be factions of the left that do engage in those particular views, right? Or have some sort of fascistic narrative as well. There are certain elements of very far notions and very niche far aspects of the left where they could advocate for violence for their specific positions within the context of the US, right? And that would be like a position that we would vehemently disagree with and see very, very problematic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But like I do think that like you're going to have factions you disagree with on either side of the aisle. Are they two could be compared? No, definitely not. But I definitely do think that like you could say that yeah, there are extremists on all sides.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's bad, right? Like obviously like somewhere in the center is probably the best thing. I think what I just get concerned about like when I think about the future, like the next 20 years is it's the group of people who are like myself, who don't have enough time to really like dive into the facts, yet they still get an equivalent vote as everybody else. And the certain things that like what's more likely to lead towards a problem? Is it somebody who's like, you know, raised on the good Christian values? Or is it somebody who's raised on like a, you know, self-empowerment, like, you know, because I'm just basically saying that there's a group of people who aren't going to have the whole story and they're still going to vote just like everybody else. And I'm wondering like what stochastically ends up being for the greater good. And it feels like certain things related towards like Christian typical values end up with a majority good outcome. I know that there's a lot of bad stuff that goes into it, but that's like because bad people, they like bastardize it. Do you know what I mean? I guess I'm just trying to think about like in 20 years, what's likely to happen. And I don't see a lot of the alignments on the left ending up with a good outcome comparatively.
My thoughts are just I don't know how you could be more concerned with the left than the right. But like the specifics I brought up, like I could show you on the screen, by the way. Like
Okay.
for like the threats to the Constitution, our rule of law, our democracy, etc. Like I think those threats are a lot harsher, especially from higher positions of power, than you'd be able to attribute to the left. Like although you could say that there are people too far left that are like, you know, that exist, I think that notion is again nowhere near as harmful as the individuals who are far right in office, especially even running the Republican Party.
Okay. Yeah, I guess like, and
Like
I
think
know
about
you
the most
probably
far
would.
left person. Like who are they, right? Like in politics.
It's in politics, like actual people who have a position of power.
Yeah.
Who would I say is like the epitome of like far left politics? Again, knowing that I don't really like read policy right now because I just don't have time. But like 5 years ago, maybe I would have said that like I don't know. I feel like Zoran Mamdani's, you know, he's a decent guy, but his policy is representative of what I would consider to be like far left politics.
That's not bad or harmful, right? Like in the notion that that we're like bringing up, right? Would you rather prefer Zoran Mamdani or Donald Trump's threats to our constitution, our democracy, our rule of law, etc.? It's like one's
Um,
like I slightly disagree with his economic policy, and the other
yeah,
one's like he's trying to undermine our rule of law, our constitution, and our democratic values, like the core fundamental human rights. So
yeah,
I
and
think that if we have
I understand.
priorities here, we have to say that like the right wingers are fundamentally undermining our system to a greater extent than you could ever associate with any small disagreement you have with those Democrats or even with Zoran Mamdani. Because I can tell you I don't agree with every policy Zoran Mamdani advocates for, but that doesn't mean that like he's not a preferable candidate, right? You could disagree
It's
with
the
someone and
greater
still
good.
think they're preferable and think that they're the better of the two.
Yeah, greater good, greater good. And that's really where like I like to lean in because again, I don't have time to like dive into facts and stuff like that
So I
right
don't mean to
now,
cut you off.
but I am
One
still
thing
a voter.
I really appreciate about Mamdani is how much he cares about the little things, right? Like someone will literally post a video on TikTok, be like, "Yo, Mamdani, fix this," and like later that day they'll post a video of it literally being fixed.
I do like that a lot.
Like I actually think that's really cool. I think that's tending to the needs of his constituents. I think that's a fundamental thing that everyone has to be able to do when they get into office. That I think is like the bread and butter of being a politician. It's being
Yeah.
tuned into
And
your constituents.
I do think that like at the local level, you are more empowered to do that, right? And that's what's important. And that's why I don't like, you know, I don't dislike the guy strongly. I just disagree with his policy, like you mentioned. But I guess I get worried about how civilians treat each other on the basis of politics when I don't know. It's that's really where my core issue is with politics today, to be honest, because I really want like people who aren't like powerful to not treat each other like crap, honestly, over politics. And I do see that happening on both sides. And I understand how what you're saying is like, it's a lot more scary when somebody's undermining the fundamentals of democracy, right? But like on a day to day, most working Americans probably they can't see that, they can't understand that, but they'll still go talk to their neighbor and like, oh, you've got up a flag of somebody I don't support. Well, you must be like, whatever, right? And that sucks. I don't know. I guess it's tough. I'm not like really good at debating and stuff like that. But
No, you're totally okay. I think that the days of I want everybody to get along might be able to happen like in a personal life standpoint. But if we're talking about like our lives in general, I don't think it's ever going to be something that's fully achievable with how social media operates. The nature of
Yeah.
social media is that people profit off of saying the most extreme things.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it brings them more attention. So it's going to obviously create like a basis where people are going to respond that way, and because it's incentivized very clearly.
So what would you like suggest for somebody like myself then, I guess, like moving into the next election cycle, knowing that like, maybe I'll have more time to dive into like the actual substance of somebody's beliefs, but might not. And that's probably representative of a lot of people as well, is my position.
Have conversations. Like the ones I'm having. I think that's something you can do. You can read into their policy platforms. Watch the primaries of both the Democrats and the Republicans because they're both going to have primaries. Like stay tuned in within that respect. I think that those things are some of the best things you can do. Also, I'm going to be running lives on it. You can hear what my thoughts are like in the time period when the candidates are coming about, when it's Democrat versus Republican. I'm just going to let you know I probably will be on the side of the Democrat, of course. Like that's like
Yeah.
I don't see any shot in reality of a Republican ever being a better candidate, especially downstream of the MAGA movement. And I think that Democrats are clearly the preferable candidates, not even really close. So I'll be arguing for them. But I mean, I think that you have a place within like the same position I have. It takes like literally like hearing all of these things, knowing what is true, knowing to look for evidence, or knowing how to criticize things, because there's a lot of misinformation going around in the media right now. And the more you stay tuned in, it's easier to be able to identify that.
Interesting. Well, cool. Hey, I do gotta go. I appreciate this, Parker.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, have a great day. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Actually, genuinely cool. They've been watching since like 2021. That's pretty cool. Like that's really, really early. That's like when I first started. That's really cool. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Just looking for debates. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 26.
Do you support Trump?
Yep.
What's your birth year?
1999.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Clearly Trump.
Okay. All right. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, he knows what's best for us.
Okay. Alrighty. And what makes you think that?
Well, I mean, if he made the cost of living any cheaper, we'd become reliant on the government to maintain that standard of living, and then we'd forget how to struggle.
Are you trolling?
No.
You want people to struggle with high cost of living?
Yeah.
Why?
Gotta pick ourselves up at the bootstraps.
Okay, you're totally trolling.
I debated you like twice.
Diabolical. Diabolical. Yeah, how old are you? Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yeah, how old are you?
Hello, I'm 19.
And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
2007, March 27th.
Okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I'd rather vote for Trump.
Okay. Why do you support
However,
Trump?
I honestly think it's more of like a lesser of two evils type situation. Again, like I don't support everything that he does, However, I just think we would be better off with him in office still.
Okay, what makes you think that?
Well, mainly I'm gonna start with immigration. I think that like overall, like if you look at like Europe, for example, I don't think excess immigration is a good thing for any country, and especially like illegal immigration. Like legal immigration is fine and all for legal immigration. Just like I think it's good to have a secure border and limiting the amount of legal immigrants, especially if they're criminals and stuff like that. So I know not every illegal immigrant is a criminal. However, I think it's better just to overall like limit the amount of illegal immigrants in general.
Okay. And what benefit has Trump's policies of mass deportation had on the average American?
Well, I can't really say exactly at this moment like which benefits, but I feel like in the future, like it will keep our country safer if there are less undocumented people in the country. I'm not trying to say every undocumented person will commit a crime or will do this, but there has been obviously cases where that has happened, and I just think overall, like if we limit them, it will overall keep our country safer, like in the long term.
What if I gave you evidence from the Cato Institute that mass deportation doesn't reduce the crime rate?
I mean, I would like to see that evidence because, yeah.
I got you. Look up Cato Institute, mass deportation doesn't reduce crime rate, or I could tell you the title if you'd like me to just look it up real quick for you.
Yeah, can you look it up real quick? I'm not like in front of a computer at the moment. Sorry.
I'll give it one for you 1 second. I literally just saw it literally the other day. Give me 1 second. Here we go. I think the title of it is "The Immigrant Crime Narrative Doesn't Match Data." Doesn't match the data.
Okay, so like the overall data or like which specific, like what are we talking about? Are we talking about crime overall
Sorry,
or like
let me make sure this is about aggressive enforcement, diverting. Hold up. It doesn't. Wait, that one doesn't address the. Hold up. Let me make sure I click on the right one. I clicked on the wrong one. I apologize.
Oh, you're good.
Yes, give me 1 second. It might have been in the $14.5 trillion one. You could also try the math on mass deportation doesn't add up.
Okay.
That's another one that's pretty good from the Cato Institute. And then here we go. Immigrants. Give me 1 second. If you want to bring something up while I find this, you can if you'd like.
Well, yeah, let me look those up real quick.
Do you want to bring something up? I can just tell you.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up because I saw like statistics on. I don't know if I could say like grape. I don't know if I could say the full word on live, but I saw specifically statistics about that in Europe, and I saw like a large increase in grape rates among European countries with higher rates of immigration in the last few years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
And do you think that's due
what
to
I
the
saw.
immigration?
I mean, you have a strong case that there's correlation between those two. Yeah, I would say so.
Because I did just cite you something, and there's also a bibliography from a bio you can check out where it does demonstrate that undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, and property crime in the country compared to natural-born U.S. citizens.
I mean, I guess I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm mainly so.
And I did just find the Cato
statistic that
Institute study. Sorry, I apologize. It was showing me ones from 2025. This is one from 2020. It's immigrants, deportations, local crime, and police effectiveness.
Okay. So what you're saying is that immigrants don't commit like violent crimes and other property crimes, stuff like that, as much as U.S. born citizens? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, they commit multiple times lower rates of violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the country compared to natural-born U.S. citizens. So if you are going to deport undocumented immigrants, it would actually increase the crime rate if you're going to count them as a if you're going to count them in the population.
Okay, but I want to go back to the point about like in Europe, for example. I know I'm using Europe as an example, but that because they have, especially like in the UK, for example, I would say there's a larger amount of immigrants in the UK, so you have a bigger sample size.
I don't think that there's a larger amount of immigrants in the UK as opposed to the US.
Well, no, like in the last few years, I would say there's a larger influx of immigrants. I think I worded that wrong.
In the UK as opposed to the US?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the last few years, I would say so because.
Okay. And by the way, can I ask you a question? Like, if you do want to reduce rape from happening, why did you vote for a rapist?
Well, again, I like I said, I don't like exactly like Trump as a person, but like I just think his policies, like it's not about who he is as a person. Like I'm not defending rape, and I don't think that he is a good person by any means. I just think that like when you're talking about who's running the country, it's like you have to take other things into account, which I know it's like not the best. I wish there was other choices. Like I wish obviously he wasn't a rapist, but like that just for me is like the best choice, I guess.
Okay, so like you think the way to prevent rape from happening is to vote for the rapist?
I mean, in this case, I guess, but like I like the way you're wording that is like. I mean, it's just.
Don't you think
it's
that would
not about,
promote
like,
more rape, that there's a rapist in office?
well, I would hope that that doesn't promote more rape because I haven't heard anyone saying because
Although
we
you
have
would
a rapist
hope
president.
that, what do you think actually happens? I think it does. I think it promotes predators to act in these types of ways because they see that there's not much accountability for them, even when they're in the highest positions of power.
Well, I do. Okay, so I'm not disagreeing that there should be more accountability for rapists, but then again, Trump hasn't been like accused of, or not accused. Sorry, hasn't been convicted. So. Can you wait? So when you say he's a rapist, like, is he 100% guilty of rape?
Yeah, he was determined by a civil court to have forcefully penetrated E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will, unanimously by a jury of 9 people.
Okay, so. Okay, but then again, like I was talking about how, like the immigration levels in Europe, like how they like increased, and that also correlated to an increase in rape rates in Europe.
That
Again, I'm not
correlation
talking
doesn't
about-
equal causation. And also, like, I also don't think that's your main concern.
Why? Well, why wouldn't that be my main concern?
Yeah, because I don't think that I don't think you could say that while voting for a rapist, just to be quite frank with you. Okay? Because there's no evidence that
like I
Kamala
said, I
Harris's
don't
policies would yield more rape in our country.
Like I said, I don't think that like voting for a rapist means that you support like rape. That doesn't necessarily.
I think it should be illegal for rapists to run for president. Do you agree with me?
Honestly, yeah, I would support that. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not like proud, or I don't think anyone like would be proud to say that they're voting for a rapist, but it's really just about at this point who will run the country better now, like who is a better person.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
I
it's
just
like,
don't think a rapist is going to run the country better, especially when you put a rapist into the Oval Office and then he like prevents the release of the Epstein files, and then like survivors don't get their justice because of the fact that Donald Trump was the president.
okay. I see again. I'm all for the release of the Epstein trial. That's why I would see if someone like Thomas Massey, for example, ran for president. Like I would definitely vote for him in a heartbeat. It's just like again, it's like the lesser of two evils type situation. You know, I don't.
How is Trump the lesser of two evils?
Because I think Biden's open border policy hasn't worked, and his
he didn't have open border policy.
Well, I don't think it was strict enough, like compared to what we have right now.
Okay. And what makes you think that?
Well, I don't think access to immigration is a good thing for any country. Like, I mean, I feel like you can find statistics that show that, like, especially considering illegal immigration, not just legal immigration. I also wanted to talk a little bit about specifically what's like the socialist movement on the Democratic Party. I think that is just stupid, and I don't think that will work. And yeah, I don't understand that. So I would definitely wouldn't vote for anyone like that. Yeah.
Can you define socialism?
Like here, let me look up the exact definition because I don't know the exact definition.
Okay. All right. It's when the workers control the means of production. I'm not a socialist, but like the democratic socialists that you're so scared of are just advocating for more liberal policies.
Well, I just find it okay. So I'll give the example of Abdul Al Sayed in Michigan and Zoran Mamdani. They identify as Muslims, right? So I don't understand how you can be a Muslim with a liberal socialist ideology. That's a little
How you could be
contradictory.
Muslim and be liberal? And
I
Abdullah
think liberal.
Sayed, he specifically is a capitalist.
Well, I think liberal values kind of contradict the Muslim religion and Muslim values.
No, I think you can be a liberal Muslim in the same way.
Can you? Well, how?
Do you think, what do you mean how?
Well, I see. I
liberal
think that,
Muslims
like,
exist.
I know they exist, but it's contradictory because it literally, like, you cannot be LGBTQ.
Do you already believe
or-
do you already believe Islam is false?
Yeah, I do believe Islam is
So if you
false,
already
yeah.
believe Islam is false, what's the difference between holding a false version of Islam and a false version of Islam?
Wait, what do you mean? I'm confused what you're asking.
Yeah, like if you already think Islam is false, then what's the difference from your perspective from them holding a false version of Islam versus another false version of Islam? Why do you like want them to be more right wing or do you want them to be more left wing? If you already think that Islam is false, why not promote them to believe the more benevolent version of Islam? If you think both versions are false anyway, it's preferable that they believe
I think it's
if
like
both versions are false and they're going to believe something false either way, it's preferable they believe a more benevolent version of the false belief, right?
Well, because I think it's for
By the way,
show.
this is
I
also
don't
applicable
think...
to Christianity because I'm an atheist.
Well, okay, I'll respond to the false Islam point that you made. I think that, like, it's a play. I don't think they're actually like it. I think they're playing that they're like, oh, I'm all for like pro LGBTQ, pro all this stuff, but like it's really, I don't think it goes against the rules of Islam. You can ask anyone who is like who is part of the Muslim religion, like that's you cannot be for LGBTQ. That's literally that's haram. So
No, they did no. Again, you could have an interpretation of the religion where you do.
okay, that's why I think it's a play, because that's like you really can't,
like you can have an interpretation of Christianity where you are pro LGBTQ plus.
See, but Christianity is a different religion than Islam, though, because it literally explicitly states that, like in the Quran, that you cannot be like part of the LGBTQ community, or you can't support that. So I just think it's different. You can't just compare it to Christianity.
There are a lot of things in the Bible you disagree with, and I can bring them up if you'd like.
Yes, yeah, you can bring up stuff in the Bible. Yeah, that's fine.
And you're gonna say you disagree with it.
No, I won't. I mean, well, again, like I said,
there are progressive interpretations of Islam. I'm not a Muslim, so I'm not able to explain those to you. But there are.
Would you?
And
okay,
you can
I have
go
a
look to people who
question.
have those views. But
would you say that Islam is more progressive than Christianity, or no?
No, I wouldn't. Why?
Well, because then it doesn't make sense how.
But does that mean that someone can't be? Does that mean that someone can't be a progressive Muslim?
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't be, but I think that's why it's a play. Like, I don't think it's
I think that's
actually, like, I don't think they
dishonest.
actually hold their values.
Okay, do you think traditionally Christians were progressive?
I don't think so, no.
So is it a contradiction to be a progressive Christian?
Well, like you just said, like Christianity is slightly more progressive than Islam, so I think you can make a case for being a progressive Christian, but I think it's harder to make a case to be a progressive Muslim than a progressive Christian.
How would you know?
Well, you just said that Islam
Can you
is
name
less
2 of the 5
progressive.
pillars of Islam?
Isn't it one of them is like the Hajj and like the pilgrimage to Mecca and I'm not like super informed on Islam, but I do
So if you
remember.
don't know enough on Islam, then how could you claim it's harder to argue for a progressive notion of Islam?
Well, can you explain which parts of Islam
Maybe
could
you could say
be?
it's harder for you, for example, because you're not as informed about it. That would make sense.
Yes, I mean, I guess I'm not as informed about it. Yeah, but can you explain then which parts of Islam would be considered, or can you make into progressive values then? Can you
I
give me
don't know enough
examples?
about Islam in order to be able to claim that I can accurately represent that.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't know if there is any part of Islam that can be
So I
interpreted as
wouldn't be able to
progressive.
make a comparison of whether it'd be harder or easier to argue for progressive Islam as opposed to progressive Christianity.
Okay. Okay, I guess fair enough, but I mean, like I said, I just don't think that these people, like, for example, like Mamdani or like Abdullah Sayed, I don't think they're being honest in like their values, and I think they're doing
Okay,
it.
do you think Trump's being honest? Do you think Republicans are being honest in their values?
Well, I think a lot of Republicans are flawed in a lot of their values. Like, I do think the
And also, like,
ultra
I just think it's
MAGA.
weird to say that, like, you don't trust them just because they're Muslim.
No, that's not
That's seriously
exactly
true,
what I'm
because if they
saying.
were progressive and not Muslim, you would trust them, apparently.
Well, I would be less likely to trust them for sure, yeah, because that goes against Islamic values, from what I know. Again, I'm not exactly
From
super
what you know,
informed.
but again, you can hold progressive understandings of Islam. So given that you can do that, that doesn't change anything.
And okay, I just one more thing. I live in the Chicago area where there's a large population of Muslims, and so I'm not like I have Muslim friends. Like, I know a lot of Muslim people. I live in actually a Asian majority community, so like I'm not trying to be like racist or anything like that. I just think that the values that I've heard from people that I know is just not equal to the values of like these progressive Muslims. Or yeah.
Okay. So you're just telling us that you have Muslim friends and your Muslim friends think this. You're not
Well,
saying all Muslims think this, because there are also Muslims that are progressive.
yeah, but I think there's a different agenda, like that.
Yeah.
Than what they're saying.
But this is dishonest, because this is like me saying, I know some Christians who are liberal, but I don't know any Christians who are conservative. So it's not possible to be a conservative Christian.
Well, okay, I don't know why you're comparing Islam to Christianity, because Islam is much less progressive than Christianity. You literally said that
Sir,
earlier, that
I'm
Islam
bringing
is
it
less progressive.
again. You're not understanding. That doesn't mean that you can't be progressive and Muslim.
Sure, you can be, but I don't think that that's the
Okay.
main like.
So then, if you can be, then why are you not believing them?
Because I think there's a different agenda than what they're saying. I don't think that they're
Okay. So then,
actually
yeah, and if that
pro
was their
LGBTQ
agenda, they would
people.
agree more with your side.
Yeah, and they don't agree with our side because.
So are you saying that they actually agree with you guys more?
No, because we don't support them, I guess. I don't like, it's just a lot of leftists are willing to support minorities, even if the minorities themselves don't support leftist values, is what I'm trying to say. It's like a play.
Okay, but it could be towards leftist values. And also, let's be clear. Abdullah al Sayed, he is a capitalist. he believes in capitalism with social safety nets and regulations. So yes, he does go against leftist values because he's not a leftist.
So capitalism automatically means going against leftist values?
Leftists are anti-capitalist.
No, but you just said he was. Okay.
He's not a leftist because he's not an anti-capitalist.
So then why isn't he running as a Republican then?
What? Okay. The notion leftist is different from the notion liberal. Those are two separate things.
Oh, okay. So you're just
liberals
you're
are not leftists.
I see. Okay. So he's running as a liberal, not a leftist, but
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see. So I just want to. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of something else to ask. I had one more question. I forgot.
Okay, so I'm really confused though. Like, do you like disagree with any of his policies, or was it simply just because you think he's not actually representing his views?
Wait, who are you talking about? Abdul Sayed
Yeah.
or wait? Well, I don't know like all of his policies. I just know that like it just seems contradictory that someone who like is advocating, like he's a liberal, right? So he's obviously would be pro LGBTQ, pro like abortion rights and all that, like, and also being a Muslim. It's contradictory. Like
not any more contradictory than any specific person that. Okay, dude, here, how about this? I believe every religion that is Abrahamic is false. Okay, I believe Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are all false. Okay, to me, this is no different than any other person who believes in religion. What's the distinction? Because like every candidate you're voting for is going to believe in some religion, and you don't agree with it, or you think it's false because it doesn't agree with your exact denomination or understanding of the world. Not all denominations are true, even within Christianity simultaneously. They contradict each other. So
yeah, actually, I was just talking to my
so
friend
you
about
believe
this.
that they're all false?
I'm Orthodox. No, I don't think they're all false.
Really?
But,
So you're Orthodox, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so any denomination that contradicts orthodoxy is false, correct?
No. Well, a lot of the other. So I was talking to my Catholic friend yesterday. They don't contradict each other. There's only slight differences that make that.
Sir, how could orthodoxy be true if things that contradict it are also true?
But what contradicts it? That's true.
We can go into that in a second. I'm just asking you, do you agree that that's not possible?
I would. Well, okay. So there's slight differences in how stories are told or how things are told. So there might be slight contradictions that could, I guess, be true. I don't.
Contradictions can be true?
See, now you're trying to make me say yes. Again, you're going to go back to Abdullah al-Sayed and me saying that it's contradictory, that his values don't.
No, did you just say
align with liberal
contradictions can be
values.
true?
Sure, I guess they can be true in certain cases. Sure.
How? How?
Well, okay,
what the
I'll
fuck?
Well, if I'll give example of like the Great Schism, like there was differences in how the churches were built up, but we're still like under the same, like we're still all Christians. So I guess in that case the contradictions can be.
Yeah, but those different denominations within Christianity contradict each other. They cannot be true simultaneously. Okay, can I give you an example?
Explain how?
So when you say contradictions can be true, you're essentially saying A cannot equal A. That's possible. That's what you're saying.
I mean,
it's possible that A
equal
doesn't equal A.
No, it's not possible that A cannot equal A. But like,
okay, you just said contradictions can be true. So it can be true that A doesn't equal A?
Well, I was talking about in the case of like how Christianity was like built up and how the different branches were created. That's what I was talking about. So, but in for the most part, contradictions cannot be true.
Okay, contradictions, not for the most part. In all cases, contradictions cannot be true.
Oh, I'll say sure. Okay, yeah, I guess contradictions cannot be true. But I just want to. Can you explain how the
Okay,
different
so that
branches
means
of
that
Christianity
every
contradict each other?
denomination that disagrees with orthodoxy, at least on one thing, would then mean if they contradict, they can't both simultaneously be true, correct?
Well, can you explain? I just want to. What contradictions are you talking about?
Okay. The thing is, we need to lay down the groundwork in order for the specific examples to be relevant.
Well, I can't answer that until I know the examples because.
Okay, do you have different descriptions of the Trinity?
I guess, yeah.
What's different about orthodoxy as opposed to different denominations within Christianity?
Well, yesterday I was talking to my Catholic friend. The main differences are really just like the filioque way, how the role of like the Pope, for example, which we don't really believe in that. But
yeah, but you're just naming things that are now contradictory to each other. They can't be true simultaneously.
Well, no, but we all.
So all I have to do to tell you that there's differences is ask you what those differences are myself, and then you can just tell me.
But I wouldn't say that's a contradiction. Those are just.
Those are contradictions because they both cannot be true simultaneously.
Well, that's why I'm not
gets the
Catholic.
Okay. In one scenario, your authority for scripture is the Pope. In the other scenario, it's not. Is that a contradiction?
Yeah, I guess it's a contradiction.
Yeah, that's clearly a contradiction. So that means these positions cannot be true simultaneously. So if they already hold a false version of Christianity, what's different from them holding a different false version of Christianity?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a false. Okay, calling another branch of Christianity a false version of Christianity is like not something I would say. I just say that we practice it differently. It's like even though there are contradictions within the different branches, I don't like we're all still children of God. We still all are Christians. Like I don't know what you're trying to say that we're like that I'm supposed to like not agree with anything that the Catholics do or say. Is that what just because they have a few contradictions?
No. I'm saying your view contradicts with theirs. That means they can't be true simultaneously. What I'm saying this as a basis for is that if someone holds a false view already, what's different from them holding a different false view within that religion? Nothing. If nothing's different between those two things, but in one scenario you can see a more benevolent understanding of it versus the other, that means the preferable view to hold is the more benevolent one, right? Even if they're both false. So, what does it matter to you that a progressive Muslim is progressive, given that you already believe Islam to be false? Are you like, why would you be like, oh, what they believe contradicts false scripture? You already believe it's false. Why does that matter?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's false if their values are less progressive than Christianity. Like they have more, I guess, right-wing values than Christianity, I would say, in their religion.
Okay, so just because there are some Muslims that have more right-wing views, that does not mean all Muslims have those views, correct?
Yes, but most Muslims don't have right-wing views. That's what I'm trying to say. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so if most Muslims don't have right-wing views, then why are you so fucking freaked out when a Muslim doesn't have right-wing views?
Because then there's some ulterior like motive than for voting for someone or supporting.
What ulterior motive?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I don't think it's like they're being honest. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like this is the conspiracy theory that people say, where they say Muslims vote for the left because they want open borders so that Muslims can take over society. Like, what? Is this like the argument you're providing or something? Or
well, I live in an area where there are like, I guess you could say they're taking over. I wouldn't like say it's like to the level of extreme that people are saying, but like I mean, I don't know exactly what I don't know why as a Muslim you would support the left wing ideology unless it's for that reason or like some other reason. I don't really understand.
Maybe they just care about people. Maybe they just have that understanding of their religion.
But their religion doesn't promote leftist values, though.
You're just hung up on this point. Can we move on? I've already responded to this point you've
we
made
can move
like
on.
multiple times. You've heard my response. Do you think that we're gonna have any different conversation?
No.
Okay, so would you like to move on?
I just want to say, like, I think I get this point, like that importing people from countries where women do not have rights is not good for.
Yeah,
like,
so
our
for
country.
example, all European countries should prevent people from coming from the United States of America because they're coming from a country which does not allow for women to have the same rights. Oh, we
I
shouldn't
would
allow
not
we
say
shouldn't have
the
allowed
United
Jewish
States.
people to flee the Holocaust because they did not provide proper rights for everyone within Nazi Germany.
No, that is not at all what I'm saying.
That sounds to be like what you're saying.
Well, I'll give an example of like Afghanistan, like or Saudi Arabia or something like or Yemen. Sorry, not Saudi Arabia, Yemen. But like those countries don't have equal rights for women. Would you agree with that or no?
Did Nazi Germany have equal rights?
Why are you bringing up Nazi Germany? That's
Because
not
I'm
relevant.
proving to you that your reasoning makes no damn sense.
Well, so you think if people from those countries, like
people
if
who
we
are
just
coming to
brought-
our country from these countries are fleeing the countries, so that means they're more likely to disagree with how those countries operate.
more likely, but they don't have to disagree with how those countries operate.
Okay, but they're significantly more likely to. So the idea that like there's all these people that are just going to have those views is a bit different from what's true, and that's why I give you an example.
No, I did not say it's all these people.
And that's why
just
I give you an example of specifically Nazi Germany, where you believe that we should have allowed Jewish refugees from the Holocaust. Of course we should have, right? While the Holocaust was happening and during the Holocaust and even after the Holocaust. Yet they were coming from a country where equal rights were not recognized. Do you understand how now you would be contradicting yourself if you were to say that?
Yes, okay, was the level of non-equal rights the same as, for example, how it is in Afghanistan right now?
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've heard, like animals have more rights than women in Afghanistan. So, I mean,
I'm sorry, Jewish people were mass slaughtered and executed. If we're going to talk about not having rights, that's not having rights.
Okay, I know that is correct, but I'm talking about like women's rights in particular.
Of course. Do you not think that these things are comparable, at least in a baseline?
I don't know. I don't think you should be comparing like a terrible like the Holocaust to what I'm talking about because they're just not the same.
They're both
thing.
oppression. They're both violations of women's rights. They're both violations of people's rights.
Well, I would say that the Holocaust is a violation of every Jewish person's rights, not just specifically women's rights.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be women's rights in order for me to have this
Well,
criticism.
that's the example that I'm giving, yeah.
Sir,
because
it's a violation of human rights. Do you think women are people?
Yes, of course.
So it's a violation of human rights. Women's rights is a violation of human rights. Okay?
Okay.
That I'm comparing it based on the violation of human rights.
I guess I see what you're saying, but I don't know why you're comparing. Like they're not the same thing. I don't know.
Women aren't people?
No, the events are not the same. I don't know why you're comparing like a tragedy where 6 million people were killed to the fact that women in Afghanistan cannot speak in public and cannot.
Sir, what was the fucking reason?
Tell their fate.
Sir, what was the reason I was? Can you tell me my argument was? How about that? Yeah, tell me what I was saying.
You were saying the people that are fleeing these countries most likely would not.
No, what was the argument?
What argument? Isn't that
what was my argument against yours?
Well, you had a few arguments against mine. Like which one? I don't. Like which argument?
The argument I was just making.
You said so. You're talking about how the Holocaust, because that they didn't have any rights, that we should automatically apply that rule to this, like
You're
how
arguing that we shouldn't allow people to come from these countries and immigrate here because they're coming from a country that has an oppressive government.
Yes,
Do you agree?
I do agree, yes.
Are Nazis oppressive? Are they an
Yes.
oppressive government?
Yes.
So people who are fleeing Nazi Germany, should they be allowed to immigrate to our country?
I don't think that's the same case though, because Afghanistan isn't Nazi Germany. That's all I'm trying to say. That those are two different. It's like,
So what's the relevant difference between Nazi Germany and Afghanistan that would mean that in one scenario you'd allow people to immigrate to the country but not in the other?
because the Germans were targeting a specific group of people. Afghanistan, like in Afghanistan, it's
You
just
don't
everybody's
think
being
they're
impacted.
targeting specific groups of people in Afghanistan, like women?
Well, the Nazis targeted men and women, and
Yeah, but specific groups of people, right? Not all men and women, specific groups of people. They didn't target the Nazi officials and
how
their
many women
families.
are able to
They
leave
targeted specific
Afghanistan?
groups of people. In the same way that Afghanistan's targeted specific groups of people. Okay?
Okay, that's true, but how many women are allowed to leave Afghanistan?
What the fuck is this dumbass argument? Can you answer the question?
None. They're not allowed to leave Afghanistan.
Sir, can you answer the question?
What? Can you say it again?
What is the relevant difference between these two countries that means in one scenario, people should be allowed to legally immigrate here, but not the other?
They're different. They're different events. I don't know how many. They're different.
I'm asking what's the specific relevant difference?
I don't know, but they're separate things. I don't like that's that's the reason.
Yeah, two different countries. Wow, good job.
Well, I don't know why you're comparing Nazi.
What is
Germany
this shape?
a circle.
Wow, good. What is this shape?
Okay, I'm not gonna do this because
You see what I mean? Like, dude, come on.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think importing people from countries where women don't have rights is good for human rights, especially.
Okay. So did women have rights in Nazi Germany?
I think so. I mean,
you don't think they had any rights restricted in Nazi Germany?
Were they allowed to speak in public?
I'm asking, did they have any rights restricted?
Were they allowed to speak in public? See, again, they probably were. That's different. They're different events.
So there were rights restricted. So you don't want people coming from countries where women had rights restricted?
No, I didn't say that. No, well, okay. Well,
that's exactly what you said, sir.
But Afghanistan women are not allowed to speak in public. It's really, really bad in Afghanistan.
Okay. So then why do you want to prevent people from fleeing Afghanistan to come to the United States?
Well, because I think a lot of the people, everybody who's coming here, because I asked you, are women allowed to leave? I'm assuming they're not allowed to leave. So everyone who's coming here are men who were born in a society that is misogynist and does not support women. So why would they all of a sudden?
Does that make them guilty?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Does that make them guilty?
It doesn't make them guilty, but I don't think that's a good thing for our country. Just to be like, if you support women's rights, why would
they're fleeing the country, sir? They're leaving the country because of how it is operating. I know people who have fled from Afghanistan. Okay? Who are men. Do you think they shouldn't be allowed in the country? You just cut out. Hello?
I think it's best for women's rights and human rights. They don't, I guess. Yeah.
So you think they shouldn't be allowed into our country?
No.
Even though they legally came here?
I would say it's best for our country. No, if they did it, or any other country with women's rights.
Even though they don't agree with it.
How do you know they don't agree with it?
Because I've talked to them. What do you fucking mean?
okay,
How do I know? Do you think
well, I don't
these
think
aren't
it's
people
every.
who can have conversations?
No, I don't think every person who leaves Afghanistan like automatically agrees. It's not everybody. I'm just saying there is a chance that there's people who agree with the policies of Afghanistan who are leaving and coming here and thinking that they're gonna think the same way and not support like women's rights.
Yeah. So you think that means everyone. So we're not going to allow anyone to come to the country, specifically fleeing from Afghanistan, because some people in the country could have those views. Okay, that same thing could then be applicable to people that were fleeing Nazi Germany. Could it not?
Yeah, I get.
Okay, so does that mean we should have prevented Jewish people from being able to come to our country when they were fleeing the Holocaust?
No.
Because people could have been coming from Germany with the views of the people in Germany?
Sorry, I like lost you for a second.
So don't allow Jewish refugees to come to our country during the Holocaust, because if we allow them into our country, then some people with the values of Germany, while they're being run by the Nazis, could come to our country. Is that your view?
But those are two separate groups of people. But I guess I would agree with Nazi Germans should not be allowed to come to the country. Yeah, because that's an oppressive country. They were doing really bad things. So yeah.
So Albert Einstein, don't allow him to come to our country?
No, but he's not. He's Jewish. He's not. I would, if Afghan woman came to the U.S. and that's different. But I think you're like, because the Jewish people were the ones who were oppressed. The people like.
Okay, so wait, hold up. Let me just clarify. So you're saying allow people who have been oppressed by that group to flee to our country from those countries, even though
Sure, but not the ones doing
members
the
of those
oppressing.
groups could also still support those views, right?
Why would you? Well, I think you're less likely to.
Oh, now we're talking about likelihood, huh? Because when I brought up earlier that when someone's fleeing from the country, specifically, that they're less likely to support the views of the country that they're fleeing from, you said that wasn't even relevant.
I guess that would be relevant. Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on it now?
Okay, so I might need to do more research, I guess I'll say, about that, because people who are coming here who, even if they, I guess, aren't being oppressed, like if they, yeah, I'd have to do more research. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I have to go though. Thank you for your
All right.
time. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming up. Okay, let's go to the next person, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates as always. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. So you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always, everyone. Catherine, thank you very much for the $6.50. Thank you very much over on PayPal. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Get some W's for them in the comment section. Matt, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. In America, Muslims have a more progressive stance to LGBTQIA plus people than evangelicals. True. As well as Fossey, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. They said, I'm a liberal progressive Muslim, and I don't mind LGBTQ, and I support women's rights, including abortion. The caller is a hypocrite because his religion has more hate on gay people, hence Leviticus 20:13. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Fossey, thank you very much for the $1 as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's make sure to get on to the next person here real quick. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Let's get everyone joining in. W from joining in from Oscar's stream. That's great. That's great. W Oscar for the raid. W Oscar for the raid. Thank you very much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
What's your birth year?
2007, September.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for? I had a feeling that was going to happen because they were whispering. Chat, I'm not gonna lie, due to my hangover, like, I'm like, I don't know, like, there are points and times where I literally feel like I could possibly, like, fucking throw up for a second. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I should have said trigger warning for that before, because I know that some people can not like to hear that, but I genuinely, like, I feel not great at some points in time, to be honest. I feel fine right now, but like every like few minutes, like I get like a weird feeling. I'm trying to stay hydrated though. I'm trying to push through. I think I can make it through the stream today. I was just letting people know because if people were asking, I feel a little bit off today or something, and I definitely do.
Oh my god.
You support Trump?
No, I just want to say hi. I'm a big fan.
Well, appreciate you very much. We are just looking for debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Let's get this next person up here. Yeah, it's been so long since I've had a hangover. Like, I literally haven't had one in so long. But yeah, last night was brutal. My girlfriend and I, we went to this place, this like bar, and we got like there was this thing where we could like we paid like a certain amount of money, and then we get like open bar for like an hour and a half. And I think that was just a lot. That was just a lot. I haven't drank that much in a while. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, what's your birth year?
2008, June 17.
I don't know. I think they sound young, plus like the background noise. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Thank you very much for the $20 for TBH. A couple of your callers have almost made me puke. And well, it seems like it's not only just me. KV Ninja, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you very much. I'll definitely try to make sure to do that. I'll try to stay super hydrated today. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let me text Matt, see what he's doing. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 23.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Those acoustics are a little bit interesting. I knew that was going to happen. Only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
19.
And do you support Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2007.
What month are you born?
July.
Okay, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
A lot of reasons: taxes, immigration, business, just everything. I think he's overall better.
Okay. Taxes, immigration, business. Okay, so can you tell me, would you support Trump if he raised your taxes?
Yeah.
You would still?
Yeah.
So what do you support about his tax policy?
It wouldn't just be about the tax policy itself. It'd be more of like everything as a whole. You know, you can't just look at one thing and then, penalize someone.
Okay. All right. So then, like, what about his tax policy do you support overall? You swiped out of the app.
Hello?
Yeah. You have to be in the app for me to be able to hear you. When you swipe out, I can't hear you. Okay. I think this guy just like left. Oh, you there? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, they keep swiping out. They're trolling, or there's something wrong. Fro, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you. Honestly, that would be good. That would be good. I don't know. I think it's not too bad. It's just like a little bit of nausea. That's the problem. How old are you?
I love you, Parker, man. You're the goat. Like, for real, you're the goat, man.
Appreciate you. Gay Uncles, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat for my donation for more INTJ snark. Also, look up what the Nazis did to the queer community. That's where the pink triangle came from. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And WINTJ. Oh, Matt can't join us today. Only like an hour 30 more. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter by the age of 18. Hector, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you very much. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let me make sure to catch up. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next person. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Let's get this next person up here. Alrighty. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello,
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Because I was born and raised here in Texas, in the U.S., and it's what I experienced like growing up and still today. I think he's the best leader we have ever had.
Yeah, there's no way they're 40. Yeah, just right there. Yeah, I'll just grab it. Alrighty. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alright, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, Parker, do I have a bone?
Oh, the girls will go loca. Oh, the girls will go loca.
Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Please, everybody, only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18.
Wow, that was actually a lot faster than I thought. How's it going, Parker?
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
1 second. You mind if I screen record this?
I don't care.
Yes, I support Trump. So
And how old are you?
Parker. I am 20.
Okay. And what's your birth year?
December 1st, 2005.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump. By the way, Dean was dodging this, so I want to debate you about
Why do you
trans
support
rights.
Trump?
Big beautiful bill, mass deportation, how he goes about abortion, how he goes about a lot of other shit. I can keep going, but I kind of want to debate on.
They're going to the bathroom. Let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, how old are you?
are Charlie Kirk.
Yo, how old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
I don't trust the acoustics. Let's just go to the next person. Hey, can you just genuinely, like, for the people who just keep going to the bath, like, genuinely just garner, like, a life or something to do with your life? Because I just genuinely can't fathom that that's fun. Yo, how old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates.
Take a shower.
Only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Already, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Yo, how old are you?
You're a fucking moron and you're gonna be on the wrong side.
Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, how old are you? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, I don't know. I just, these people, dude. It's like, I don't know how long it takes just to get, like, a single Trump supporter. It's genuinely absurd. I need to grab this. Give me one sec. All right, only send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. All right, only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next individual up here.
We need strong alpha males like Parker Sedgwick.
How old are you?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to join. I love what you guys do.
Appreciate you. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates.
Yo, what's
How
up?
old are
I'm
you?
18. Do all the girls go loca, Parker?
Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. All right, give me a minute, everyone. Trying to get someone up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello? Hello?
How old are you? Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. You, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 63.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Well, it would still be Trump, and I agree with him on I guess it's the food stamp thing where you got to work 80 hours. I agree on that, but hang on a second. I got an airplane going over real quick. Hang on one second. Hang on, bud. Okay. I agree with him on the food stamp thing about the 80 hours, because there's a lot of people out there that do misuse it.
Okay, I think that the predominant beneficiaries from food stamps are children, that cutting children off of access to food stamps is going to be detrimental to those children's development, specifically and predominantly in scenarios where they rely on free school lunch and breakfast. For example, 420,000 kids, due to the big beautiful bill, will be cut off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month. How do you feel about that?
I don't agree with that, but that's not what that's about. That's about people that are abusing the system, that are able to work and not be able to get food stamps. Like me and my wife. My wife just retired. I'm disabled. We make less than 30,000 a year, and that we can't get food stamps. They say that's way above the poverty level. Well, I've got people all around me that are way above that and are getting food stamps, and I don't understand why. And can you school me on it a little bit there, bud? On
If they make above the income
more of it?
required to be able to get it, then that means that they are frauding the system, and that they wouldn't be affected by the system specifically changing through a work requirement.
Mhm.
They'd still be able to get it because they're somehow getting past the income threshold.
That yeah, and that's what I don't agree with. You know, it's people that don't need it are getting it.
You also do know it's like when people consider children being involved,
Mhm.
right? Like because they have dependents, they're also
Right.
that could be the
Oh yeah,
explanation.
yeah.
Actually.
I didn't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that one. But to me, I think everybody should have it. So, but to answer your question, if there was another election, say next week, I would be going for Kamala or
Kamala?
the lady.
Sorry, not Kamala.
Yeah,
Kamala.
I
You
would.
got me to do that because you said it. So
Sorry,
it's
I'm
Kamala. Yeah,
sorry.
Kamala Harris. Jeez.
I'm sorry, but I just thought I'd come up here and just bring up a debate because you're getting a lot of trollers and I see you're getting frustrated, and you're a good guy and I have nothing against you. Everybody has their right to their own opinion, you know, but I would vote different if the election was next week.
Yeah,
Because you
so you
you
wouldn't vote
have
for Trump?
changed you have changed me a lot.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna go into the next person. I appreciate you coming up.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
that's fine. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Thank you. W's for Craig. W's for Craig. Let's get on to this next individual. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Thank you very much for the $50. Thank you very much for the get a job irony, because Parker's name is Parker Get a Job. Many callers play an unproductive guest who play with bathroom plumbing on a live stream. It's absurd. Yeah, it's absurd what we have to deal with here. I am honestly pretty nauseous today. Let's get this next individual up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Only do send a guest request again if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Please, everybody, only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18. All right, I'm going to try a few more people. I might be at the point where I just need to call it for today. To be honest, I usually can make it through. Like, I feel like today's pretty difficult, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to do that today. I'm sorry, everyone. I think I'm just going to take a break for today, and I'll come back tomorrow better. I don't know. I genuinely feel like super nauseated today. And I'm at a point where, like, I don't know. I feel like I might be like at the point where I like need to like throw up and take a day off. You know, it doesn't seem like I'm gonna make it through the rest of today. So thank you everyone for coming through. I guess I'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll try to post my videos here pretty soon, as quick as possible. But I love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Peace out, everyone.